Hello!
Hello.
Oh my gosh, it's happening. So, I am Amir Rao. I'm the studio director for Supergiant Games.
Hey, and I'm Greg Kasavin. I'm creative director at Supergiant Games.
And we are here because it is...
Hades' 5th anniversary. Somehow 5 years have elapsed
Yes.
since version 1.0 of our most recent game. We're about to release another game, but
Yes. So we just thought it would be great to check in from our studio and stream from our studio live in San Francisco to just play some of the original Hades. And in addition to playing some of the original Hades, because it's been a little bit of time since I last played it, we were hoping to share some memories from the development, express some gratitude to all of you, and just kind of celebrate the 5-year anniversary of the original game. As Greg mentioned, we also have another game coming out, Hades 2.
that's
Yes,
right.
yeah.
September 25th. So we almost lined up the launch dates, but not, close, but not quite there.
Yeah.
And it's exciting for us to go back to this game, having been in the world of Hades 2 for so long, and get to compare and contrast, like we're sure a lot of other people are going to do pretty soon here.
Yeah, and we won't go too deep into Hades 2 stuff on this stream. We're mostly just going to be playing the original game, remembering the original game, and talking about its development. So if you're hoping to go into Hades 2 blind, or maybe you've been kind of avoiding stuff about Hades 2, we won't be talking too much about the sequel. We'll be pretty focused on this game. With that said, before we begin, I just want to say one thing. It's the 5-year anniversary of the game. This game would not have been what it was without the support of all of our players, especially our players in early access, who helped sort of guide this game to becoming something that was way beyond our wildest expectations at 1.0 5 years ago. We had no idea what to expect when the game was complete. And we had so many players join us on that day and since then, and it's allowed our studio to keep going and to keep making games together. The 7 of us who worked on the original game and who worked on our first game, actually Bastion and Transistor and Pyre, also worked on Hades and are all still together for Hades 2. We're joined by lots of voices and lots of contributors to this game. And so we just wanted to express a bunch of gratitude to everyone who played that game and helped us make it really good, and who joined our Hades 2 early access as well. Now, Greg, can we remember how to play the original Hades game? We're about to find out.
Yeah, one way to find out.
Yeah.
But yeah. Thank you all so much. We it's meant the world to be able to keep going with our team, make something new, make our first ever sequel. And you guys can let us know what you all think. But
yes.
For now, why don't we dive into the original world of Hades here?
Yeah.
And how are we gonna take it?
Oh, yeah, it's a great question. So we're gonna try. So we're gonna play a game on. We're gonna
not the 762 game.
No, we're not the 762 escape attempts. We're gonna do a new one. We're gonna play in hell mode.
All right.
Is this a good idea? Probably.
Yeah, why not? We'll get closer to 762 escape attempts playing in hell
if
mode.
we play in hell mode. All right, let's give it a shot.
Few tales are told of Hades, whose very name inspires fear and penitence, reminding us of the inevitable fate which we all share. I, however, mean to tell you such a tale. Listen carefully.
Now that we're done listening carefully to that, we're probably going to talk over most of this. But that very first line from the so-called storyteller of Hades, that was something we had to actually very early on. There, sometimes Amir and I have worked on the stories of our games closely ever since the Bastion days, and sometimes there are lines that we change over and over and over until we try and get them just right. But that's an example of one where it just kind of stuck, and we kept it all through early access and beyond.
Yeah. And so just a disclaimer about my playing and Greg's playing. We are not going to try super hard. We're not trying to get a fresh file clear here. We're just gonna play casually, and because we're talking, it's not going to be, we're not trying to show off the highest level of gameplay that we're capable of.
Yes. we normally can fresh file clear this game
yes,
in hell
of course.
mode, no problem.
Yes, that's
But,
something we do all the time.
For the sake of the stream, we wouldn't want to spoil anything here.
So this chamber is so different from a design. So I worked on, Greg and I worked on the design for this original game. This chamber is so different than every other chamber you will play in the game because its encounter is generated in a completely unique way because it's scripted. So the spawning positions and timings and all that stuff, it's one of the only encounters in the game like that where it's almost built like our old games, where we pre-place every enemy and all that kind of stuff.
And even the part where it's always exactly the second chamber that you go into, and then on subsequent escape attempts it won't be in that same spot.
That's right. And the other thing about it is it's also a speedrun category, I think, right? There's like a chamber, is it C1 or C2? Anyway, I don't think we were close to hitting the par time there. But yeah, it was okay. We're also gonna pick off meta choices. All right, we're going Phalanx shot first run. We'll see how far it takes us. Okay, so the original Hades game went 1.05 years ago, but a lot of you may have been playing Hades, the original game, longer, right? For 6 years, 7 years.
Yeah, December 2018, right, was when we both announced and launched the game at the same time at the Game Awards that year. So that was quite a wild moment for us. So yeah, it was in early access for almost 2 years.
That's right.
So it's interesting to think that we've been in this world of Hades for that long.
Yeah, it's a long time. I don't think we knew that's what was about to happen.
Certainly not. Yeah.
In 2018.
Yeah, it's part of the interesting thing with it being an early access game, right? That was part of the appeal for us of making one to begin with. Is kind of like our players can help us understand, just how much farther we have to go with it, really.
Yeah.
Our previous games, Transistor and Pyre, they spent about 3 years in development, and you get to a certain point, 2 years in or so, where you can, you have your playtesting and everything, but it's really not the same as having like an active player community telling you what kind of the main issues are, what the biggest things that can improve about it are. And so, with Hades, the early access went longer than we expected partly because players saw like so much potential in it, and we just wanted to keep going with it, right?
Yeah,
so
I remember one of the first early access changes we made was actually to the thing I'm using. So the Bloodstone used to fire, if you're playing with mouse and keyboard, straight at your cursor or straight out in your facing. If you had some gamepad auto lock on, then you might get a little bit of aim assist, but we added like the slight homing and curvature to it, and I think one of the first or the second updates for the game to help make it more accurate. It's one of those things when in development you just get so used to the quirk of aiming it. Oh, that was on purpose. That was a throw, really. But in early access, when people who hadn't played the game before try to aim it, it's like, oh yeah, we should put a little bit of homing on this. It'll make it easier for every control scheme, really.
Damn it.
Yeah, and then
where are we?
This area, good old, the House of Hades. This was just,
yes, carry on, everyone. Don't mind me.
This location was so central to the entire kind of idea and theme of the game. We decided to make a roguelike dungeon crawler actually even before we decided that it would be Hades specifically. And we were thinking about what's a theme where it would make sense that whenever you die, you end up kind of back at the beginning. And we're like, wait a minute, the underworld of Greek myth. Everybody ends up in the underworld of Greek myth after they die. So what if you're there? You would just start at the beginning every time. The idea that your dad would kind of chew you out every time you failed. You've got your big, family dog there and everything. It seemed like an exciting setup. I can't talk over Hades and politely listen to him speak.
Disrespectful?
Yeah, it does feel disrespectful. Zagreus has no such
was a
problem.
delight. Thank you for asking. So I'll just be on my way again.
Oh, so many stories to tell about this.
Yeah.
What do I care? You shall never reach the surface.
So,
Go.
Yeah, these are the voices of Hades. Of course, his voice is provided by Logan Cunningham, who's been our principal voice actor ever since Bastion. And the voice of Zagreus is provided by Darren Korb.
Hold on, I need to stop a riot from happening. I
Yeah,
just need
okay.
to do this real quick.
That's a good boy.
Yeah, petting of Cerberus.
Yeah.
And Hades complains about it. It's always fun. He has many, many different complaints.
There's Rumble.
Yeah.
I forgot we put Rumble on the dog pet.
Yeah, no, of course. We gotta put controller vibration.
Yeah, we have the controller vibration.
But yeah, Logan plays multiple characters in this game. He plays Achilles. He plays the storyteller narrator that you just heard. So he is
Remember your training out there.
an incredibly talented and versatile actor, and it was really fun to have a game where he could be these like completely different characters.
For the weak. Take care.
You have one of the you have the most antagonistic character and one of the most supportive characters just down the hall, both played by the same actor.
Oh,
So-
and then
yeah, and then we have
House of Hades,
the storyteller.
that dark and lavishly appointed lair of the underworld's king, is home not just to him, but to his willful proteny.
there you
You know
go.
I can
Yeah.
hear you, old man.
And then and Logan is also the voice of Asterius and the voice of Charon
Goes it,
And
Shanks.
Poseidon.
and Poseidon.
Yeah. So
That's
this
all
is
of them.
like a really high density of Logan Cunningham in
It
this
is.
intro, right? There's 3 Logans.
It is, yeah, but I mean, it's honestly like it's something it's been a fun aspect of working on all of our games of like, what can Logan do next?
Yes.
What kind of character can we have him play next? We have some more
Yeah.
we have some more fun Logan performances coming up.
Put us into context.
Yes, that's true. Also,
know
I
you took the
apologize
considerable risk
if I
of reaching
accidentally
out.
hit the button during the narrative. We also are talking over a lot of the narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you've
I-
if you've never played the game before, you know Hades is a roguelike. Oh, do you remember? Do you even remember the original pitch for the game? It's a
What we say? Yeah, we say it's a roguelike dungeon
dungeon crawler.
Yeah,
Okay, there
where
we
you
go.
battle-
I was like having trouble remembering it.
Yeah, where you battle out of hell. Yeah,
Yeah.
battle from the depths of the underworld to try and reach the surface.
Yes.
Escape from hell.
Yes. So,
boom.
and if you're just tuning in, we are playing it. We are the two of the developers of the original game, and we are playing it on the 5-year anniversary of the version 1.0 launch.
Darkness guide me.
Yeah, and we've certainly, over the
we need
course
to
of working on Hades 2, it's so important that the games kind of speak to each other in a way that we stay true to the spirit of this game and working on our first ever sequel. But at the same time, needless to say, we've been very focused on Hades 2, so haven't gone back to the original quite so much.
Yes. Yeah. We
I can do this.
it's gonna be
Let's get past the wretched
it's gonna be
shades of
frankly
Tartarus.
embarrassing this stream to
Easy
watch.
search.
The level of
That's all we really
gameplay that we
demand.
that we're able to
For
put
fun
out.
Not to be just beyond.
This is
Find a way
Gen
to
Z,
elicit from
our
there
our
and
art
after that.
director.
All right. Let's give it another
Jen,
shot.
Jen created this piece, right?
Joanne
Jo-
did
Joanne
the
created
Joanne.
the
Yeah,
background?
Joanne. So yeah. So
Okay.
yes. Yes. This is a Joanne background, I think. But in the original game, Jen and Joanne
Gonna scan
collaborated
that
on a lot of the
sinister window.
environment art
Yeah.
and stuff you see there.
Looks like
Oh my gosh, I forgot.
easy on me.
We're in hell mode. All right, so
It's going to make the game
Yeah.
tougher automatically
Yeah,
by default.
yeah, hell mode is probably good for returning players. Would I qualify myself as a returning player at this point? Hard to say. I love this.
Yeah, with the little
Yeah.
switchblade action.
Yeah,
on-
it's
on
one
the
of those
back.
things you kind of forget about. This is a Josh effect. Josh is our visual effects artist. You have seen his work from Transistor, Pyre, Hades, and in Hades 2. And I'm always just like blown away by the little
All
touches.
right, one more time.
All right, Greg, I'm handing
Okay.
over the controls so
right, I'll
I
try.
I can focus entirely on yammering. Okay,
Is
so
this really him?
because it's a 5-year anniversary stream, we can share some inside baseball, I feel, on the original game's development. So this Hades video game did not start as a Hades video game. Is that right?
It is right. Yeah, I was mentioning before that we knew we were making kind of like a roguelike dungeon crawler even before we knew what the theme was going to be, right? We chose the theme based partly on the style of game we wanted to make sure we picked a theme that fit that style of game. So yeah, we considered various options, including some that were similar but had some key differences to where we finally ended up, right?
That's right. The original protagonist even was someone else and all that, right?
Yeah, we started, so we did gravitate toward like the Greek myth theme early on, but it was going to be a game starring Theseus as he tries to escape, or not escape, as he tries to infiltrate the labyrinth of Greek myth where the Minotaur is waiting for him somewhere at the center. So yeah, it was going to be based on the Theseus myth. We're like, oh man, the labyrinth of Greek myth, what a perfect setting for a roguelike game, because it's a labyrinth. It's kind of going to be different every time, and it gives us this opportunity to remix the layout. And we like the idea of like, even just when you think about mythology and how there are different versions of myths, the idea that the myth is kind of like told differently every time you play, that kind of thing. But we, as can often be the case, the idea is one thing, and then once kind of the rubber meets the road and we start trying to build it, we start running into some of the challenges of the idea, and it basically led us to this theme here instead. A game about the son of the god of the dead, where we almost called it like a reverse Diablo at times. It's like Diablo, the original Diablo, is about like going down to hell. Or like, what if it was a game about trying to escape from hell? You start at the very bottom, you keep winding up there when you die. And we were. I love that we have a version of Theseus, of course, in this game. After all, he still made it, but. We were much more drawn to Zagreus as a protagonist character than the idea that we initially had for Theseus.
Yeah, it was an interesting change too, because it happened quite early in development.
Yeah,
about 2.5 months.
Right.
In, yeah, we were like, you know what, we're feeling really good about the setting and some of the stuff that we've built in the gameplay and things like that. And we just kind of rebooted some of the premise things and were able to keep so much of what was working in our original development, initial pre-production development. Yeah,
because part of it was even that, it was gonna, our whole, idea with the Labyrinth version was that you would go past the labyrinth and end up in the underworld kind of for the end game. So we had the underworld in mind from the start. It was just the idea of like switching, flipping the script on it essentially and starting there and having that be the whole point of view of the game. And things clicked like really quickly, I think, for us after we flipped over to that theme. We got a lot of characters in the game, like Jen's initial sketches of Zagreus are really similar to kind of the final design, and just so many ideas started to kind of come pretty freely once we had settled on that idea, and that's always kind of a good sign when we're working on something. I think it's like when the ideas aren't like excruciatingly difficult to come up with.
How do we explain this? How's it going to work?
And just
when
we're filled with excitement of the possibilities, and instead of going like, oh my god, how is any of this going to work?
No,
this is bad news.
It's a good feeling. There is a lot about the game too that we discovered through our early access. I feel like of the original game, the sort of one of the things we talk about a lot is actually the game's sense of humor and things like that. Like our early players responded a lot to certain characters.
Yeah.
Some we haven't met yet.
For sure. It was really, I say like, early access is like sort of highly underrated as for games with a big narrative component. Like early access is great for very kind of systems-rich games with a lot of replayability, because you got to test all the different combinations and so on. But it was super useful for us even when it came to the story, because just seeing players react to characters like Dionysus here, it gave us. It just gave us the almost the kind of permission to keep going with some of the ideas that we had.
Yes.
Whereas left to our own devices, I think we would have maybe it's with humor, it's really hard to know. It's like, do people find this funny? Is this? I think left to our own devices, this game would not have been as funny, but players responded well to the humor.
Yeah.
So we essentially, kept adding it because players kept liking it, seemingly.
Yeah. It's always the stuff I am always surprised whenever I replay the game how mean the louts are.
Yeah, they were an early and we toned them down quite a bit.
We did.
They were absolutely ruthless at the beginning.
Yeah.
They were like, if you looked at the the metrics for whatever who was scoring the most, they had the highest
They were
kill
killing a
death
lot of
ratio
people.
of the enemy.
They were ending a lot of runs early on, and they just ended our run. But we're not playing very hard.
Got a little bit farther. We'll see. Gotta get to Mega Run now.
Hey. Hey, Greg. Who is this? Who is the voice actor for this guy?
This is Hypnos. I in fact provide the voice of Hypnos, as you could tell. Hypnos was a really fun character. Of course, he's almost like the greeter here in the House of Hades, and the idea of a character who kind of responds to every single possible way that you could die in this game was a fun challenge.
This is
and you have the house contract.
Yeah, house contract. This is actually a system that was not in the first day of early access, right? It was.
I think we did add it.
Yeah.
Even though it's so incredibly important to the game.
Or maybe it was in the first day of early access. Our memory is just, it's been 7 years.
Yes.
Carnage you have sown throughout my realm, then we might finally have time for all the needed.
We definitely added it like later relative to development because they have the
Yeah.
special conversation about it here and so on.
Yes, and
so now you could get the fountain chamber. We'll see if we actually run into it.
A fountain chamber in the depths of Tartarus sounds like an excellent idea.
all right,
Yeah.
back on over.
Oh, and it's got
it's
and
got
all the cosmetic stuff as well as the really important stuff. Yeah.
Keep at it, lad. I've known great men throughout my
Good old
life.
encouraging Achilles.
Yeah.
Someone's better
It's
than
there to,
themselves.
I think part of the role and goal of the House of Hades and the narrative, right, is to pick you up in these tough times, and no one more than Achilles and Nyx, really. The two of them do so much of that.
Yeah, that's right. It kind of in different. It's funny. Yeah, all the characters kind of have a similar effect, but in really different ways. Like Hades, even he's got some. He uses the good old reverse psychology on you. You'll never reach the surface. You're never going to do it. And for some of us, there's nothing like someone saying you can't do something to motivate us to try and do it. But then Achilles is encouraging in a more traditional and probably much more healthy sort of way.
It may serve to let you grow your power even more.
Oh, she's talking about the pack because we're in hell mode.
because we're in hell mode. Yeah, that's right. Whoops, sorry.
It's the dynamic. Yeah, it's
the dynamic.
it's funny. Again, we part of making this game. It can surprise us. We don't, the way that the narrative is structured. As soon as you play a couple of escape attempts, it's going to branch out differently for pretty much everybody, depending on their path through the game, the progress they're making, the choices they're making, and so on.
Yeah, I think this is we talk about every game we make is in some way like informs the next one, and I think we would have not trusted this without Pyre, right?
No, we wouldn't have had. I mean, we just wouldn't have had most of it. Yeah. Like it's funny. Yeah, if you've played Pyre, Hades.
Here we go.
Oh, it's a
famous Greek
of Skelly.
Greek
yes.
myth character.
The great hero of Greek myth, the best known character from Greek mythology for sure.
So let me have it. Give me everything you got.
Yeah.
I don't remember having you on payroll, mate. Who's your supervisor?
Yeah, we have this kind of asking his supervisor is fun.
My sources, pal. Just try and beat it out of
Also, the voice of Darren Korb. So these are two characters voiced by Darren, who does all of our music, sound effects, and voice recording. And so we have these, like, I love the conversations between Zagreus and Skelly, but it's just Darren, literally talking to himself. In these conversations. So
just in the booth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's important. Hey, we've no keepsakes.
No keepsakes, as Zagreus hopefully points out. But we have the heart-seeking bow. I think the bow was like, it was the second major weapon that we actually made for the game, right? In addition to the, it's not necessarily the first one that you unlock, but it's likely to be since it's got the lowest cost. Because you were, the idea was like, while you play as this set character of Zagreus, the weapons in this game are more than just weapons. They're almost more like character classes in other action RPGs. They'll be mechanically completely different, and it's less about which of these is the strongest, and more about which best fits your particular play style and how you want to get through the game.
And compared to other roguelikes, there's trade-offs, right? The advantage of the Hades sort of pick your weapon system is the things the buttons do don't really change while your run is happening, so it allows you to get into this kind of reasonable kind of flow state when you're playing without too much like button input confusion. But yeah, then there's the dynamism then for the game has to come from the hammers and the aspects and the boons and the various other things that you pick up over the course of the run that might change how you interact with those inputs. That's one of those things that now is just a really obvious sentence to say, but had to be discovered for us while we were developing the game.
Yeah.
And part of the the trade-offs and different design choices you might make.
We also wanted to give players, I think, a lot of the idea behind Hades was trying to make this style of game kind of maybe easier to approach for a certain type of player, because a bunch of us love games in this style, but they have a reputation for being really, really difficult, and so they're kind of which can be ironic, because what's so special about roguelike games is that they're different every time you play. So you have to kind of keep dying and restarting in order to experience what's cool about them. But the difficulty can be a turnoff for some players as well. The idea that you lose all your progress. Oh my God, I'm not playing that. I don't even want to try it. So things like the narrative and even things like letting you choose the weapon that you start with are in service of making this game, just make this game is constantly trying to reassure the player that you didn't do anything wrong by dying.
Yes.
it's part of the game. You didn't,
Yeah.
You didn't fail. It's part of the structure, and you can keep going, and you can get a little bit farther every time, and you can discover these new surprises and so on. And that's what makes games like this, even the most hardcore of them that wipes all your progress every time. That's what makes them so special, that they can keep surprising you.
It's them.
Oh, this is a rough encounter.
Yes, it's okay. I'll be. Oh.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Pact of Punishment things is the... oh my gosh. Greg, can I remember the in-game name for the trap damage one?
Oh, geez. I don't remember it right now either. Yeah. Yeah. It sounds so innocent.
Yeah.
It's like, but it's like 500% trap damage or something. Right?
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a
so
lot,
it sounds
yeah.
like it won't.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the difficulty modifiers, it's like, trap damage. Who cares? I never step on traps. It's like, you probably do, and that spike trap is really going to hurt if you mess that up.
There we go. It's where I came here mostly to see Logan.
Yeah, yet another Logan Cunningham performance. Good old Charon.
Yeah.
The ever loquacious Charon.
Just minding my own business, taking in the sights, and hey, what's that you got? Some sort of wares for sale?
The fun trivia of this event is it's different depending on if you buy something before talking to him.
Oh,
or
really?
Not. Yes.
I did not know that.
Because there was kind of it didn't make sense after you had bought something. So we have a different version if you do.
It's gonna pump, huh? Free electric shots.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't really need the healing that much.
No, I'm great. Why would I need healing? I'm simply simply in hell mode. All right, so
oh, good old yeah.
So for those of you who might be
Stones.
turning in a little bit late, who are we? I am Amir Rao.
Hey, I'm Greg Kasavin. Yeah, we're two of the developers of this video game, reflecting on 5 years since it launched in version 1.0, but even more years since we started working on it.
That's true, and we're just doing this as a way of both celebrating and also remembering
Yes.
what we did many years ago. And next week, the sequel to this game is going to go version 1.0 on September 25th.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so it's interesting to It's interesting to compare them. Go take a trip down memory lane.
Yes.
Yeah, and we're essentially done with the development of of Hades.
Yeah,
to
so we
just,
need something to do
yes.
as well.
So thank you for helping us occupy our time.
Because if we were messing with Hades 2 right now, we would only be causing problems.
Yes.
Keep it stable for launch.
These guys were, these were always fun. This was like the original kind of mini boss encounter that we put in, right? The so-called skeleton twins, as we refer to them.
I remember one of the as a developer, it can be quite hard actually to viscerally feel what your games are intending to make people feel. But I remember my two moments of that working on this game were, one, the first time the music picks up in this fight. Darren Korb, our composer, I think did such a great job with the Tartarus and boss fight music and stuff. The first time that happens here, and also if we ever get to Meg, in the course of the stream, when it happens there after her line was a moment where I was like, there's.
We're on to something.
I'm actually like feeling something right now, and it's hard because I've obviously loaded it a million times myself.
Nice job against those guys, like riding a bike.
Yeah, it was no problem. All right, so I said I would pick off-meta choices, but I'm not going to put this on the bow. Part of the should we do after party because it's a rough time.
It's gonna help you right now, right?
Yeah.
Oh no.
So yeah. That is a line we put in because one of the things we observed in our own playing is you often wonder, when will I heal? So we needed we needed Zagreus to reassure you you can't.
Yeah, you cannot. Yep, the game is just going to bleed you out.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I died.
Damage.
So
that was a good run. I think that was longer.
Yeah, I mean, we just need to get a little bit longer each time, and that's that's something.
These guys getting out of your way.
Yeah, we have these little dudes.
Yep.
All right, Hypnos, tell me. That's true.
They're slow, but they hit pretty hard, I guess. Have you tried moving out of the way?
Yeah. So the gag with Hypnos is, he represents unwelcome advice. So
perhaps you, as a game player, have received unwelcome advice before. Why don't we put it straight in the game? We thought
exactly.
Yeah. Why have to go to the internet for?
Try getting. Try. He's just has like 80 different versions of play better, get good, dodge more. Because the strategy guide, for such games, ultimately boils down to don't get hit. Try moving out of the way before the enemy hits you.
That's right.
Good talk.
There's like a lot of okay, so in Hades and many games in the genre, there's always like there's the mechanical skill, right? But there's also like the build making skill.
Yeah.
The ability to put together something not just that works, but kind of works for you. Do I remember how to do any of that anymore? Is a really, really good question after 5 years.
I mean, we have to even get far enough to be able to start putting something together.
To have more than one. Oh, hey.
I
think we're about to.
Yeah, it's the codex.
Yeah, codex time.
Here is a book about all the things that have been killing me. So, thank you.
Perfect.
Wait, you're giving me your codex?
I don't know for anyone who's watching how recently you went back to this game, or maybe you're about to try it for the first time. But it's interesting because for us, when we were working on the sequel, we're always asking ourselves, there's the game, right? There's the game that we made that became much bigger than anything we could have possibly imagined. And then there's your memory of the game, right? Which is this other thing, kind of. So yeah, I don't know if you've revisited the game recently or not, if you have a memory about the game or not, you will see on this stream we remember only some of it. As part of celebrating it, really, is the opportunity to be surprised.
Should you return again here, I shall keep you safe.
What did the fated list cost? I didn't notice.
It's 10 gems we don't have.
Okay,
yeah. We need this. We need this list. Yeah, but we are 20. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Who tuned that? Who tuned that? Yeah. So we're part of what we're doing here, of course, is trying to both relive it but also remember it. I think we
could
saved.
just save for Death
Yeah, I think it's
Defiance,
time to save for the bigger upgrades. And I think it's your time to shine here.
All right.
Skelly has real advice.
Yeah, Skelly has actual right. That's right.
Yeah.
Actual hints compared to Hypnos.
Yes, it's
Wreck my father's finely crafted architecture. That I can do for sure.
Do you like when you're playing this? Do you remember? Do you remember the lines? Like
I remember some of them for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. The some of it, like the opening and stuff, I can recite and whatnot. But
yeah.
once we're several runs in, I certainly don't remember everything that. But
Yes.
I think I mostly I'd have
like
to
this, like
reach
this
a little bit. But the Olympian introductions and stuff, I think I mostly do
remember.
recall.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing.
But not. I don't know what he's going to say here.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Look back at this and laugh, I'm sure of it.
Yeah, interesting. We do notice like differences in approach versus choices we made in working on Hades 2.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like sometimes we'll have design conversations. We're trying to figure out what should we do in this case, right? And then you ask yourself inevitably, well, what did we do in the last game? And then you're surprised by the answer.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, really? That's what we did?
Sometimes we rediscover.
Yeah,
we
we're like, oh,
go
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, we'll like remake exactly the decision that we made before.
Yes, exactly.
Following the same thought process. Other times,
Yeah.
we definitely do. We don't at Supergiant. We've never been big on like design documents. We don't have just some big like document that has all the stuff that we decided to do on this game, because the game itself is the document essentially.
Yes.
So we will often go back and be like, okay, how exactly did we handle this?
Yeah.
We'll dig back and kind of figure out the decision making and the mindset and ask ourselves, does it still make sense for what we're doing, or should we go a different route?
Yeah.
We always want to be mindful of the decision that we did make, so at least if we're making a different one, it's like on purpose.
Yeah, you want the intention to be there,
Yeah.
right? For why you did it, or for it to make sense, or for you to be able to
Yeah,
explain
sometimes
it.
things that made sense in this game, they don't necessarily apply in the same way.
Yeah.
In 2 and so on.
That's right. And then, there's also the...
oh boy, that's not a good place to be.
No. We just need to die to new things, so Hypno says new
Yeah,
things.
that's true. That's a good sub goal.
That'll be the actual goal.
There's
then.
my power shot.
Hey, we can give somebody.
Yeah.
This is
and that'll help actually also.
Yeah, that'll help a
survive
ton.
a little bit longer.
Um,
Achilles has a decent one for he's got armors you up.
yeah, we can take whatever.
Or Cerberus is a really nice
Popular
like sort
one.
of
Yeah.
default one early on.
Yes. The game definitely had keepsakes like that. Stuff that you might help you at the start of your journey. Maybe you take it less often later in your journey.
It's funny too, because you could just like gift, Hades first if you're feeling so bold. He'll just take it, give you nothing. We were okay with things like that.
If you haven't played yet, these are where you get the real hints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, I was lucky there.
Yeah.
The power shot.
This
on
is
the bow
also the
always
first chamber we were talking about earlier, but flipped.
Flip, that's right.
Yeah, it suddenly feels so different, huh? When you flip it.
Oh man.
Every chamber in this game and in the follow-up game is handcrafted. It's a handcrafted space.
That's it.
Put together with some intention and trying to both
Trap
have,
layouts.
have an interesting layout to fight in. Have a unique look. Try to say something about the place you're in.
Yeah, the part where the rooms sometimes flip was really kind of magical during development, because it can be really quite difficult to even notice. It's such a dramatic effect that it's like a whole it's almost like we made a whole new chamber, but it's just an existing one.
And this one, I think this chamber is actually like one of the, you know, when we were experimenting with the original game, obviously a lot of games in this genre, some of them have pre-crafted rooms, some of them generate their rooms, some of them generate the whole world. And we were trying to figure out where we would land in something like that. So the chamber we just left had, there's actually like repeats of that layout with a river and stuff like that. It's actually one of the only vestiges of that type of exploration where there's some similarly shaped Tartarus chambers, but with different, kind of different art. And what we learned is it took just as much.
Yeah, you might as well make a whole.
You might as well make a new. You may make a whole brand new chamber. But we kept those experiments in the shipping game.
Yeah, it was really interesting to, you know, initially we're like, oh, it could be a whole, because again, this style of game, as Amir is saying, it's often procedurally generated to varying degrees. And we're like, we could change the whole room layout. There's columns here and there, and there's different trap configurations and all this stuff. And it was just, we ran into a lot of challenges making that like play well and look good. Two pretty big knocks against it in our particular case. That's not to say anything. You know, other games navigate it in their own way and do it really well. But in our case, given how we were trying to make the game look and everything, it made more sense just to craft the rooms more so. But there's still details like the urns and stuff I think are different. There are details that change every time.
Yeah, there are. So there's some stuff. Well, and obviously the encounters are all dynamic and all that kind of stuff too. The way encounters are put together. But so the game ended up getting its dynamism from things that weren't quite just the environment layouts.
Yeah, the sequencing, the obviously the builds and the encounters, the encounter generation and so on. That's there's a lot of stuff going on under the hood to to decide which types of foes in kind of can be in an encounter. How many of them at once and so on. Some of the little numbskull guys you could fight tons of them at once. Bigger foes like the lout there, they're not going to be quite as plentiful. Have we fought? I think we're seeing this guy for the first time, right? The wretched thief.
Yes,
he's fun. Little.
Is that his name?
Wretched Pest.
Wretched Pest.
He was. I think he's a thief.
We gotta open the
data,
codex.
Yeah, he is the pest. Yeah.
Yeah. His data name for the real Inside Baseball is Thief Mine Layer.
Yeah, the mine layer, which is pretty.
He actually has
accurate.
one of and this is part of like the initial experimentation. He actually has one of the most complicated AI schemes in the game where he's. If you want to have some fun, just enter a room and don't fight them and see what they do. Because I think they will, as long as there's not the last one left, they'll try to find other urns in the room and just like hang out next to them and stuff like that.
Yeah, they have a fun little like idle animation where they'll peek. Yeah, they'll peek out from the urn. Oh, how am I losing to these guys? Come on.
It's okay. That's a feeling.
I should be using this.
Because it's on purpose, Greg. I think is the fiction.
Yeah. That's right.
We're throwing on
all
purpose.
part of the act.
Yes. It's one of those things where it's another thing like the dynamic chamber thing where it's, it was. Do people know that that's how those guys move? Not sure. Definitely took a lot of work, and so you have to figure out as you develop.
Look at this greedy choice I'm about to make.
This
is probably a terrible.
We need the faded list.
Yeah, but it's got.
We need
the mini boss.
need to not finish Minor Prophecies on this stream.
Why did it have the It had the little mini boss. Icon,
in this game, since that I remember in this game, it meant it's going to be a harder. It's going to be a harder fight for double reward. That is an original game.
No, you don't. Oh man, the ammo. Where's my ammo?
That's right. Bloodstones. Data name.
The Bloodstone. Yeah, it's just called ammo.
Pack. All right, so
you could dash right across this gap. It makes this.
Yes.
Oh boy. Oh no. Oh no. It's gonna come. Yeah, I think my bloodstone just there it is. I didn't know where it went. A classic Hades experience.
Yes.
Where is my ammo?
Yes, yes.
It was almost the original subtitle of this game. Yeah.
Hey, so that's another early access change, though. Over the course of early access, by the way, what just happened to you cannot happen in the sequel.
Yeah, we took it when you were talking about the skeleton twins. It was something we took out. There too, because they would like kill you after you beat them.
Yeah, for the most part, we've made it so we expire a lot of the faux projectiles in the sequel after, while funny to us.
Yes.
Maybe less funny to some players.
Dying after you
win.
beat the enemy.
Yeah, it's a type of humor
It
that I guess
not to everyone's taste.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh boy.
I think you made this chamber, Greg. Am I right?
I did make this one. Yeah.
Yes.
With the kind of nasty central trap. Yeah.
Yeah.
The dart traps that can shoot you from anywhere. I'm paying for it now. This is a lot of. I need to get the.
Yeah, you
there's
need to
the
get in there.
generator in there.
Yeah, you need to get in there. There
the
you go.
Skullamat. There. Oh no! No! Stop that.
It's okay. You have 3 life. It'll be fine. What could go wrong?
Nope. That was like 1 frame.
Yes. Yes. There you go.
Oh boy. Yeah. That. Okay. Little close.
It's got to be.
Poseidon is one of those characters. We could have met him by now for sure. He's coming in a little bit late. Another, Logan Cunningham.
Have we completed the Logan Cunningham?
Not until we get to Elysium.
I see.
Yeah, there's one.
There's one more. All right.
He's not offering his. I always liked.
Yeah, that's But the traps turning off after the chamber is complete. That's another. I think that was a pre-early access change. But
yeah, we knew. It was. We discovered it was pretty miserable early on. To you clear the encounter, you step on a trap and die. Again, it's funny, kind of, but
the first time.
Yeah. Well, no healing, so I'm out of luck there. So I may as well get the key.
I think this is a key plus Zeus situation.
Key plus Zeus sounds right.
Surely, with 5 health, you can face what's coming. I think you can.
You are a sight for sore eyes there, Charon. So, looks like...
All right.
Brilliant.
So we are,
Beyond the present chamber.
we are 2 of the developers of the original Hades, and we are celebrating the 5-year anniversary of the version 1.0 launch by very quickly dying.
Yes, we'll see how long
to the first,
see how long this goes
for the first boss here. Let's see how this goes. I'm not going to talk over it. I'm just going to let Greg lock in, as they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I may not lock in for very long, but yeah, 3 health. I mean, we did,
all of her attacks do more than 3.
Yeah, we did design these fights. It's possible to not get hit in any of these fights, so you don't really need more than 3 health.
I've seen it done. I would not claim that I've done it myself, but I've seen it done.
Yeah, but you were talking about the kind of music swell here from Darren.
Yeah.
Songs.
Hey, I take this as a victory. Oh gosh.
Oh boy, yeah, you're right. The title dash helped me there.
This is another thing we do in this game, or maybe just in this fight, that the summon moments. Yeah. Anyway, I won't say anything. What am I talking about?
Oh God. How did I even?
How did you
surprised
live?
I even survived that. Did I heal? I guess I healed out of it. Out
it
of
was
range
from going through the 2.
room.
You went through the 2 chambers with the
that would have been a
chthonic
really
biotech. Sad way to die.
Yeah. Although we haven't died to it, so it meets the Hypnos requirement.
Yeah, it does.
Hypnos I think Hypnos is set up to talk about Meg. Oh, come on.
So we're gonna find out if
walked
Hypnos
right
is gonna
into
talk about the witch.
Yeah,
right,
I
or the
think
maid.
he's set up to talk about Meg no matter what, but we'll see. He may talk about the witch.
Yeah.
And she'll see.
Cheers for that, Meg.
But Zag talks about Meg. He has many lines for losing to her.
Shades of the dead mill constantly.
I listen.
I'm up.
And gift him.
One of the
Yeah,
rooks
okay.
just shot you dead last time. Sorry to hear that, huh? Have you tried shooting them first?
I haven't.
Yep.
Well. Blood and darkness, but this place is falling apart.
Hades complaining.
Everybody's
Yeah.
dead. Give them a break.
What would you even know of
I like his
honest
fist slam.
At
That's
least the
right.
wretched dead yet honor me as lord.
He has this nice loop where he's just doing this kind of paperwork forever. You'll see him place a paper, grab another, and so on. You could watch him for a while. Still not enough. Oof.
Yeah.
But
Let's get the tropes.
yeah,
Free-
I guess
free
we might as
tropes?
well.
Maybe. I don't know. Want to say?
I don't know.
Let's
It's like-
say. Let's
yeah,
be,
we should
let's,
save.
let's be prudent.
The troves are just gonna like kill us faster.
Yes.
How goes it? Achilles, have you ever run across the shade of Daedalus in all your time? I found some of his legendary hammers out there, but no.
Yeah.
I've never met
Who do we
him.
gift?
Your father keeps him full
Cerberus.
Yeah. Okay.
We do it. We
Is
do
the-
it for the people.
Lounge isn't open just yet. I think lounge opens
Next run.
time.
Yeah, the next time we're here.
All right.
Look what I got for you, boy.
as one of
I was tripped up
Cerberus's
because
heroes.
in Hades 2 we have a whole
Yeah.
menu that opens.
Yeah,
where it's
yeah, we
just
got a
on
whole
and
different
on.
system for that.
Into his hand.
There
Alright.
we go.
Thank
Old
you,
spike
boy.
collar.
You want more pets? I got more pets here, boy.
All right, we've
No.
fulfilled the criteria, the necessary criteria
Yeah. Okay.
to keep the people happy.
Wonder where Nyx went.
No Nyx. That's the game kind of dynamically deciding who's there and who's not. Let's see if we could do anything here.
Night to give me strength.
Death Defiance is a thing we cannot get.
We still cannot get. Yeah.
Let's
All right.
save. We
I
gotta
mean, it
save.
is. What's that? Yeah,
Yeah.
Save up for it. Yeah.
Yeah, or save up for the double dash. Actually, it's probably the real play.
Yeah. It's funny. I'm used to the single dash.
Yeah. So am I.
You're pretty quick, you know, boyo. Just be sure to use
Yeah.
that
Speaking of the
fancy-
dash,
Dash like mad instead of standing still.
this is the real
That's not
hint.
the worst advice, I guess.
But
Hey,
well, I'll let you
yeah,
do the
I'm gonna do
honors
the
here
spear.
as well as equip. Grab the keepsake.
Up and up.
all right, we're gonna grab the spear.
Eternal spear. Join my pursuit.
This is a weapon that changed a lot through the early access.
Yeah.
So it's
I
got
always liked the big like charge up. It felt so powerful,
yeah.
and the boomerang throw. I'm surprised you didn't go shield first. I
It's
don't know
because
why. Yeah.
you know, I don't know why. It's just went out of order. I felt like
Yeah.
being deviant. Now we're gonna remember the name of the traps thing. Heightened security.
Yeah,
there
okay.
it is. All
Yeah,
right.
400%, not 500. Yeah, but still quite a bit. So yeah, 20 damage or something from one of those early on. That's gonna
yeah, it's gonna do
leave
a lot.
mark.
Yes, absolutely. So one of the things.
Oh, this is the
Yes, I
the
remember.
shout Olympian call.
Yeah, this is we also introduced over the course of our early access for the original game.
Oh, what's this?
All right. So
Poseidon at my
this
beck
mechanic
and call. There.
had a long journey. It actually used to be kind of what Poseidon's original dash was, and then it ended up being his wrath mechanic.
Yeah, we liked the idea of Zagreus having like a super move, right? The
Yeah.
Olympians give you some kind of super move. It's like it's obvious on that level, but exactly how it should work, how often you can use it, what the exact effects are, those kinds of things were really challenging to try and get right. And even when the mechanic is introduced and how and all that sort of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, that's an example of something, as simple as the idea may seem, it takes a while just to try and fit it in with everything else.
Yeah.
And
That
then
was-
and we have the different Olympians have like
That'll keep me going.
the Poseidon one has the 4 stocks there. You can fire it off up to 4 times, and some of them have fewer stocks, take more to charge up. So
Yeah,
that
this
sort
is
of
this is like a fighting game influence kind
Yeah.
of almost on this mechanic.
Yeah, games like Street Fighter 3 structured it that way, where Ryu gets one giant uppercut. Other characters may be able to fire their super off several times, that sort of thing. But yeah, we're starting to get the rust off and
a little bit, right?
Back a little bit.
Yeah.
We are playing in hell mode.
We are playing in hell mode. We're also not we're not trying super hard.
Yes.
And we're also talking at the same time.
This guy, he's one of our early he's one of our first enemies, right?
Yeah.
That we made like kind of start to finish. We like the idea that even Tartarus is the lowest pits of hell in Greek myth, so you shouldn't just fight like pushover kind of weaklings here, and we wanted some big kind of tough looking foes right from the start of the game, and this guy was our version of that.
Yeah, and I think your relationship to all the enemies of Tartarus changes a lot over the course of your, Tartarus starts as this kind of pretty oppressive place, and then it becomes this like place where you just kind of get your run started.
Later,
until you start turning up the heat and all that kind of stuff. Those kinds of like, I don't know, I wouldn't necessarily call them curves because they're not tuned scientifically, but those kinds of experiences were really interesting to discover in the development of this game, where the general trajectory is on your road to your first clear is a combination of skill development, mirror upgrades and keepsakes, and then game knowledge and all that kind of stuff. Things that seemed hard at the beginning become easier, and then you master them, and then you get the heat system, and then suddenly things that were very easy.
Can be challenging.
Can be challenging. Yeah, it becomes you're trying for some of those later heat goals, and it's like it's hard to even get out of Tartarus.
Yeah, this game's like we were again like early inspirations for this game, playing other games with a roguelike kind of structure between Slay the Spire and Dead Cells and Darkest Dungeon, games like that. Oh, this was like a later foe that we added, right? He's really cool looking.
Yeah. You have to see the Skeleton Twins first, I think, before you can see this guy.
But yeah, we were Slay the Spire had that great ascension system that was structured that way, right? Where early on in the game, you get to a point where you could clear the first floor of the spire, no problem practically with your eyes closed, and then being able to remix that so that it's like really challenging for you again is super, super interesting.
Yeah.
Giving you more interesting things to do in the world of the game. Here's Aphrodite finally. Woo. Yeah, it's funny. We haven't met Artemis yet either. I think we're down to just Artemis of the main.
Yeah, of the main boon-giving Olympians.
No, there's Ares as well. We haven't met Ares.
Or Hermes, right?
Yeah. Hermes is a little bit
later.
Yeah, he probably. He's got his own rules there, I think.
Let's see.
He may require getting to Asphodel. I don't recall off the top of my head.
Yes.
Conflating with other stuff.
Yeah.
So you've got weak on, Well, weak will probably help you a little bit.
Yes, with the hell mode stuff.
Come on in.
Yep. Hello. Quick mic check there.
We're back.
Yeah, I always like the skull mats, the little skull piles. It's just a very flavorful enemy, as it were.
Yes.
We're going for gems now, right?
I think we're doing gems and darkness. Actually, we really need darkness.
That's true. Yeah, for the Death Defiance is going to be really big. Yeah, get that.
So, are we out of memories?
No, certainly not. Yeah.
Of this game's development.
So many memories. Yeah, it was like
Maybe we should
we
talk about what it felt like 5 years ago.
At the 1.0 launch?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it was certainly, like with many parts of the development, it was certainly a roller coaster because it wasn't some like kind of explosive moment or anything, right? Like it took some time.
Yes.
It almost reminded me of Bastion in that way, our first game, where when it first launched, we're like, okay, cool, but we couldn't really tell what happened. And then Bastion, back in 2011, it sort of took on a life of its own that went on longer than we could have anticipated. And then Hades was kind of an even more significant version of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we really didn't know what to expect, in part because the game had been in early access for close to 2 years. So it's like, well, who's going to show up for version 1.0? Do we have... Did everyone who wanted to play Hades, have they already played it? And the answer to that was no. In part, we brought the game to additional platforms and stuff like that. But yeah, we added the ending to the story, but so much of the game, well, we had aspects and stuff like that came in at version 1.0, but for the most part, the game, you could have been playing the game in early access already. So the part where so many people were drawn to it at that version 1.0 mark was it was obviously a pleasant surprise for us.
Yeah, I think also
it was freaking, yeah, we were in the middle, not the middle, it was early on in COVID as well, right? COVID, all that stuff happened earlier that year.
Just like blanked it out of our minds a bit. But yeah, there was, we were at our homes,
Yeah.
so it was just, it's just another day at home.
Yeah.
Fortunate enough to be able to work from home at that time.
That's right. Yeah, we'd always done a degree of remote work, so having to switch over to that, we were fortunate it wasn't like super disruptive to development the way, certainly to the degree that it could have been, but it certainly was still a jarring change for everybody in the game industry and everywhere else.
Was I sort of forgot.
Yeah.
It was like, where were we in 2020? All right.
We were at home.
Yeah,
that's right.
Home.
It was, so we didn't even, we didn't get to like even be in the same space when a big event like the launch of Hades 1.0 happened. We're just on like Zoom calls going, hey,
yeah,
good job, everyone. So
That's
it
right.
was a bit surreal in that regard.
Besides, what do you even care which packs I sign or
Yeah.
don't?
So the Megara fights. Megara was I'm glad that she connected with players. It was fun to think about, again, and thinking about what our approach to this game, the idea of like a so-called narrative roguelike where we're going to use the game structure as part of the story. It was really fun to think about how your relationship to one of the boss characters might evolve over the course of the game, because when you play such a game normally, the first time you get to a boss, oh my god, it's so intimidating, you're probably going to lose, all this kind of stuff. But the 20th time you face that boss, it's kind of old hat, it's probably pretty easy for you at that point, and so on. So we wanted the narrative to be able to reflect that evolution and not even kind of pretend like the 20th time you're facing one of these characters, that it's as intimidating as and challenging as the first time. So it's having that evolution come through in the actual relationships, as well as in the gameplay, was a lot of fun to try and figure out. Her voices Megara's voice is provided by Avalon Penrose. She did Darren and we thought she did an outstanding job. Just got the character just right. And the fun reveal with Megara becomes that she's a member of the House of Hades. Once you finally beat her, she's just there, kind of sulking in the house.
Something you will not see on this stream.
Yeah, you're doing better. Well, okay, final. Oh no, yeah.
It's just that I know what happens in the last phase, which is why I'm giving up hope.
Yeah.
All right.
That's another one of those things like to try and solve for with roguelike games. It's like there's the traps.
What a way to
spikes.
go! It's okay.
Yeah.
We fulfill the criteria of new.
Yeah, a different way to die each time.
Yeah, new Hypnos conversation.
I guess you could do the you could do the
Yeah,
House of
I'll
Hades
do the
part
house,
and then
yeah.
restart and
And
Skelly.
all the shades make way. Hey, the lounge is open.
Yep.
So you got skewered by a
There we
spectre
go.
out there, huh? Well, that's too bad.
Um,
Not standing there like
so yeah, Hades came out in version 1.0 5 years ago, exited its early access, and basically took on a life of its own. We have been so fortunate to kind of work in a world where we had a game that reached as many players as the original Hades did, and we feel sort of honored that we were able to try and even attempt a sequel to this game.
Yeah.
So we've been working on that in the interim, and of course, the sequel for Hades
Almost ready.
coming out next week. And Greg and I are here to share memories and to make sure our hands are occupied so we do
Yes.
not go back to Hades 2 and change things on an otherwise stable and ready experience for version 1.0.
Yep. Or just pace impatiently back and forth for the next
for the next
7
week.
days
yeah.
or so. 7 days and change.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh yeah, we just unlocked the Achilles chapter.
Yeah, cool. So did we get our gemstones?
Yes, we did. Here we
Alright.
go. Fated list of minor prophecies.
The fated list of minor prophecies. That sounds somewhat exciting, I suppose.
And then yeah, I think something else is going to happen in the
How you holding up, boy?
in the bed chambers, but we'll see.
Oh yeah. Oops. I didn't.
The
if I
lounge
don't-
is open. Yeah, lots going on this run. Yeah, petting Cerberus.
We've done
Hades
it.
scribbling away.
Hey, the lounge is open.
Achilles as the featured house servant. Yeah, I think you can. You can interact with it. He'll say stuff about whoever's up there.
On that wall, I guess.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe not the first time.
Okay. Hey,
See
broker's
later.
here.
Richard Broker's there. Yeah.
Ghost Chef.
Yep. And good old Dusa.
The prince himself. You want to talk to me? Me?
Voiced by Courtney Vanez, who also provides the voice of Aphrodite.
Just wanted to say the lounge looks wonderful, as good as new. Better. I hope it's not been.
Oops. Sorry.
Yeah. Dusa's one of those characters that, like she,
She's one of the early ones, right?
Yeah, we had her in right from the start, but she's an example of a character where I think like players really connected with her in early access, and her story just kind of grew. It grew and grew in part because, like the rest of the game, players were liking what was there, and it gave us the opportunity and the inspiration essentially to keep going, do even more with it.
That's right.
Okay, now we're talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we must take a second dash.
Oh, you're going. Oh,
And
we
the
could get
depth of
both.
eyes,
Oof,
yes.
that's like the jackpot. You've
Yeah.
got the
Fated list of minor
All right.
prophecies.
can't do any of it yet. Okay,
No, but we're making progress.
it's quite a few right from the start.
Yeah, that's right. All right,
Okay.
here you go.
My turn. Could we get the No, we can't
Shield.
get.
We're
Yeah,
2 keys off.
but
the
I'll
shield.
use. Well, okay. We have Grave Thirst. I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
I'm
have
gonna,
to
I'm
follow
gonna do it.
the grave
Yeah.
thirst.
Suppose I can talk you into fighting back this time.
Not a chance, boyo. I'm paid to take it, not to dish it out. Now give it to me.
Yeah, Darren talking to himself. We still have just the one, right? Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's a big difference right now. Says all kinds of. What's he gonna say?
The chambers of Tartarus have probably all rearranged themselves.
Yeah,
by
and
Speaking
I
to
guess
the-
if you're tuning in and you haven't played this game, we also the games are on sale. So
Yeah.
maybe you're watching on Steam, and if you've ever wanted to try the game, now is probably as good a time as any, as it's on a pretty deep discount.
Yeah, 75% off. We get asked.
You've had yourself a spot of lady trouble lately.
He's talking about Meg. Yeah.
Yeah.
We designed Hades 2 so that no prior experience with this game is required, but they are connected. So if you want to reacquaint yourself with this game before Hades 2, that may or may not be something to do. But
you could do it in the order we're doing, where we're reacquainting ourselves.
Yeah, that's right. We've actually always sort of tried to approach our games that way to varying degrees, that you could sort of, even beyond Hades, you could play our games in whatever order, and hopefully it will be interesting in some way.
Yeah.
You'll see, if you play them in kind of a reverse order, you go from Hades to Pyre or something like that, you'll see the origins of a lot of ideas from Hades in an unexpected sort of form. And likewise, if you then play Transistor before Pyre, so yeah, it could be interesting. I hope.
Yeah. I have.
Hidden talents.
Oh, now that we have the faded list, we can be drawn to this.
Yes. Take
Point blank shot, the absolute opposite of
knocking
sniper
foes
shot
back.
before.
When you
I
get
don't
this-
want to.
What if you did the sniper shot with the knockback? See what I'm saying? Is there anything to
Yeah,
that?
I have that right on
Yes,
on the
yeah,
on
you do.
Poseidon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
I was
Maybe
being-
that makes sense.
Do we need the? We should still keep going on Nectar, right?
Yeah, I think we want Nectar and Darkness now, and we need 2 more keys.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks so much to everyone for tuning in. This is our trip down memory lane with the original Hades as we count down the days until the launch of Hades 2. Almost today is 5 years to the day since the launch, since the 1.0 launch of the original Hades. But on the 25th next week is the launch of Hades 2, and essentially what we've been working on almost ever since. We got our start on. We started on Hades 2 in earnest in January of 2021, right?
Yeah, February 2021, I think.
Thereabouts. Yeah.
Somewhere in there. But
So it took a little time.
yeah,
to-
we had
these gaps. Completely changing gears. We made it so that these gaps were just dashable.
yes,
Because we wanted to make sure that you could navigate the spaces really kind of fluidly and not get into these situations where you try to dash through but you're stuck against an invisible wall or something like that.
that's right.
So, well, do I need? No, I don't need the healing just yet. I could buy.
Do it,
This
but
is a little bit
yes,
tempting.
I think you should do it.
Yeah. Okay.
It'll help us on the faded list path too. Yeah, I mean, I think another surprising thing that we learned from the 1.0 launch of
The original,
of
yeah.
the original game is that we could we felt pretty good about its completion state. We had been working on the game. We had released
It's like 13 yeah.
updates to the game over time. Each of the updates was a little bit different. Some were 5 weeks apart. Some were much longer. Our learnings from that informed how we ended up structuring our Hades 2 early access. But in either case, it was one of those things where learning that we could successfully conclude a game and kind of clean up any problems with it. We did add the cross saves and stuff, but feel proud of the finished version. I think that was a pretty cool experience on that game. It's just we landed it.
Yeah.
It's working.
Right, because
yeah.
what a finished game means is
when you've been developing in early access and
it can be a contested sort of subject.
yes,
right.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
Is this game done?
Is this done?
Yeah. And it's something we've always strived for in our games for sure. But yeah, with this kind of game where it's easy to imagine, like an infinite possibilities, add more characters, add more biomes and all this kind of stuff. But it was important. We structured it in such a way that we kind of knew where it was going, and what am I trying to say? It's like we didn't necessarily intend to. We worked on it longer than we originally anticipated in the first place. So it was already kind of the biggest version of the game that we had set out to make. But as a team, we've always I really like Title Dash. I'm going to stick to it.
Yeah.
Although, yeah.
Take title death.
As a team, we've always, our long-term goal is just to stick together and see how long we could keep making games together for. And that means for us, it's been like one of the, I think, great joys for us on our fifth. We started in 2009 as Supergiant, and just the part where we're up to our 5th game now with the launch of Hades 2, just being able to make different stuff, learn new things, try different stuff, has been really one of the joys of it, and that folks out there who are watching the stream, that you've been willing to play it, so that we can keep making this kind of stuff has meant the world. It's just it's our entire careers here and the time we've spent together. Amir, I was thinking about how you and I are coming up on almost 20 years since we started working.
Oh yeah,
because even before Supergiant, because I met Amir when I first started at Electronic Arts. We were working on Command and Conquer real-time strategy games.
That's right.
And this is in
along with Gavin Simon.
Yeah, along with Gavin Simon.
Yeah.
Who created the tech that we still use to this day, and like did a ton of gameplay programming on this game. And
we basically, the three of us, were working on real-time strategy games. Andrew, who does our systems programming, and on this game helped make sure it could work on all the various platforms it ended up running on.
Run smoothly, all those things that are so important. Just the part where it like functions at all and runs well on a variety of systems, all that kind of like extremely important under the hood work that then is like enables it to even play well and feel good to play.
This was he had worked on Modern Warfare and other games. The original, the 2000.
It's since been rebooted.
Yeah,
right? The original,
rebooted,
Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, so we were working on big games made by really big teams, and really excited to see if we could make something more personal with a smaller team.
Yeah, back in 2009 was the kind of like there have been various sort of waves of independent games over the years, but in around that time in 2009, there were these games like Castle Crashers and Plants vs. Zombies were like two really, oh boy, do I want to... Yeah,
games made by really small team, World of Goo and stuff like that, where we were just like really inspired by what small teams were making.
it was amazing. There are these like incredibly high quality games, and then you look at the credits, you realize just like a handful of people worked on them. So this one is actually quite strong.
Yeah, I would take it.
Yeah. But Poseidon is displeased.
Yes. So that was I think when we got started on Bastion, we had no idea where it was leading and could never have guessed it was leading here.
Yeah, that would still be, I mean, it's what we always hope to be able to do. It's like, let's see, we love games. We love being able to make games, even though, it's challenging, but it's super rewarding. So let's see how long we could keep it up, and here we are. My aim is like locked. I think I moved the mouse.
You're playing with two control schemes at once.
Yeah, my aim is all screwed up. I think I budged the mouse here. Oh man, there goes that dream, to quote the famous film The Banshees of Inisherin. Why am I referencing Banshees of Inisherin on a Hades anniversary stream?
Because right now, because of hell mode, I think is the reason.
But yes, we've
been working together a while.
We've been working together a while.
Yeah,
We're really grateful for folks tuning in because you have made it possible.
Yeah, for us to do that. And I think,
oh boy,
back to Hades. We're always surprised not just what will connect with people, but also like what the connection between all of us is, right? Because we all need to be excited for what we're making. And one of the learnings at the start of the original game was that actually a lot of us really love Greek mythology. And like had this like really since we were kids kind of interest in it, and so it was an interesting thing to discover because at the start of Supergiant, I had no idea.
No, that's right. It was it was not like on my big go kart, as it were, that was going to be the theme that all of us were like, that's the one that we're excited to do. I knew I was, and I remember as we were like kind of going through the list of possibilities, that to me it was one that I was like, well, I don't know that. And these are folks, we'd already been working together for like 10 years, and suddenly something like that comes up. Yeah. So
it's always surprising.
With Meg. All right. Let's see if I do any better this time. I lost so much health in that previous fight, but I blame I blame input devices.
Yeah, I mean, this is, I think in general you're supposed to blame the controls.
Yes.
Blame
the controls. Yeah. Blame the hitboxes.
Mostly not.
The balance,
Yes, exactly.
You must. Oneself is the last.
Is the last to blame.
Last to blame. But it is one of those things. We actually would talk about it a lot with these kinds of games. It's so important that, at least deep down, that you do blame yourself. It has to.
It's critical.
Yeah, there has to not be that much stuff that feels like fundamentally unfair. Like there's no way you could have avoided it. There's nothing you could have done.
And I have to say, as that is one of the most critical things for us with early access, because we can fight a lot of enemies, but some of the really tragic ways in which people have lost a Hades run or a Hades 2 run that they share with us.
We have to see it.
That we have to see it. Yeah, we realize, that particular tragedy was not intended.
Yes.
Yeah. So
and you see it, and it's like viscerally, even as a developer, you're like, oh my god, that is not how this game is supposed to work, and you want to fix it.
Yeah, I mean, we often as developers we root for the enemies. So just to be clear, our loyalties are sometimes split, but we want them to win fair and square, and so for sure we have seen and ironed out over the course of our early access a lot of really rough ways to end a Hades run. Oh my gosh, were we close?
Being one of them.
Yes. So that, I mean, we can. That's the controls. I feel
yes.
Like. Yeah, that's the controls.
Not me.
Yeah. Don't play Hades with both the mouse and the gamepad at the same time, I think is the lesson there. Hey.
Oh wow.
Conversation between the two of them.
Talking.
Hey there, Dooza. How's your endless toil treating you?
Mr. Hypnos, do you maybe think that you could, keep an eye on the procession line before...
Hypnos not doing his job.
That's no problem.
But then we don't get to, he doesn't get to tell us about Meg, but we'll have other chances.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not. Maybe we'll just keep winning.
Even Cerberus is gone. That's funny.
Maybe we'll just keep winning.
Yeah.
It's it's a possibility.
That's all right, Father.
It could happen.
I'm feeling very hungry at the moment.
I've asked repeatedly for the construction of a sundial.
Sundial conversation. It's a really old.
It's a really old one, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, the 748 thing though is like a.
We cannot reveal the 748.
Oh, no. I just said a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to get the cosmetic.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You have to get the cosmetic
every time he looks at the sundial.
Yeah. You have to unlock the sundial. Yeah.
There's no real mystery there. Is the mystery, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say about that. We could try and go in his room.
Always locked.
Yeah.
It was fun. Yeah, I guess a bit more.
Think I'm welcome in there.
A bit more inside baseball. We designed the House of Hades layout without precisely knowing what was going to be behind either of these sets of doors.
Yes.
We knew something would have to be there at some point. Like we can't just have locked doors and never sort of pay it off. But it was interesting. We had these moments in development where we're like, oh, we'd better figure out what's behind those doors at this point.
Yeah.
Achilles in the spotlight.
It's one of those things where over the course of development, these things often end up solving problems. Your unsolved mysteries and your needs come together, and it's like, oh yeah, that's what should be behind the door.
Right, the administrative chamber, because we had these other systems like the the past deeds screen, whatever, where you could. I think that's what we called it. The where you could figure out, see the history of all your escape attempts and so on. We're not getting that anytime soon.
I think we need the attrition.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
We're maxed
out already.
There we go.
We could save up for.
Feeling good.
Oh, go lie down.
It's time.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, the old flashback.
Or the approximation of it.
We're not going to go.
No.
We're going to kind of rush through this.
Yeah, we are. This is but this was also another critical moment, kind of in development.
Yeah.
Because I think for one of the things we talk about really early in our games, actually in the development, before there's usually gameplay or anything, is the tone. And I think, for this game, this moment kind of has so many of the small ingredients of the tone of the game.
Yeah, but this one kind of it told a key part of the story, and also had this aspect of the tone, as you're saying, like this little part here.
Yeah,
it's all very grim here. It's very serious. First time hearing Persephone's voice.
I can no longer tolerate my life here in this place.
It's cool that we did this whole special.
Yeah,
presentation
I often
for it.
forget we did this.
It came in. I think it came in pretty late. We had like a
different.
We had a rougher version of it.
Yeah.
It must be somewhere between heaven and hell. Perhaps it's on the coast and has a little garden.
Perhaps it is on the coast and has a little garden.
I shall miss him.
And then the storyteller spoils who Persephone is to Zagreus.
Yeah.
Written in his mother's hand.
His mother's hand? My mother's hand? Wait, what? You're saying this Persephone, that she's...
And it's a cool Darren performance here, too.
Yeah.
But
he gets, like, choked up.
I always said that Nyx was... That liar. He lied to me. They both did. All my life.
Thus did the prince discover inadvertently.
And then the storyteller stammering. So it was like I think in our internal playtests, I remember this had somewhat not everybody was like fully on like convinced that moment was going to work, but we put it in early access and people seemed to like it, so we didn't change it. But that's an example of something where, left to our own devices, we might have approached it somewhat differently.
Yeah, or iterated it on it in a different way.
Oh, my dear child. So now you know.
Nyx reveals, so.
But only half the truth.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's that's a key moment in the story there, because we just know at the beginning that Zagreus is trying to escape, and now we know why he's trying to escape. Go find Mom if you can.
Hitting a while out there, boyo? Hey, I know the
What's he
feeling.
telling us about?
You just keep at it, though.
Just get stronger. Yeah, all right. His keepsake is quite valuable.
Take it.
Yeah,
take it. I think we can switch.
Hey, mate. Thought you might get a kick out of this.
For me, pal? Awful nice. You're just awful nice. But guess what? I got this for you. Tit for tat, you understand? A deal's a deal.
Darren just loves doing. Darren would probably talk like Skelly the entire time if it were socially acceptable to do so.
I also feel like Skelly is one of the characters who would have been immune to early access feedback. Because I feel like on the development team...
Is it your turn or mine? It's your turn now, right?
I think so, yeah. On the development team, Skelly is just very beloved, I feel like. Like, here, let's just do this new speaker.
Yes.
Skelly is just like,
Oh,
first
and
one of these.
remembrances, as we call them.
Yeah.
Death and I. Best get accustomed to the both of us.
A line like that was in the reveal trailer.
The reveal trailer.
Yeah, for the game. All right.
Let's see what we get here. Confusing our own story, but the Olympians think Nyx. It's all part of the mystery. Where is Persephone? Who is she? What do the Olympians know about her, and so on? Plenty of time to unravel it.
We will have so much time to unravel it.
Yes.
We will have so much time to unravel it. All right.
Short work.
So
That's what you get.
I will say that one of the things that was unique about working on this game is that we also made a documentary while making it. Well, we didn't make it. We were just in it. So NoClip has a whole documentary called Developing Hell about the development of this game. And I have seen stuff from it in the intervening years, for sure. And one of the effects of having a documentary about the development is it replaces all the memories you might have had. Because you're like, it's like when you take a picture of a place, you like almost remember the picture more than the whatever was in your head. So I remember, of course, I remember the feelings and stuff of working on this game, but so much of what actually occurred is covered there.
Yeah.
Including, the 1.0 launch that happened and its explosive, unexpected.
Yeah, and even after, right? It really did. The No Clip documentary really covered the vast majority of the game's development because it's the first episode. It covers the launch / announcement, which is only about a year into the total development, and then it takes us all the way through COVID happening and all this stuff that we couldn't obviously just could never have imagined as we set out to do it, but. In making our first ever early access game, and it's like when the whole premise is you're going to be transparent with your development, you're going to involve your community, the idea of like having this documentary that was there, no matter what happened through thick and thin through our development was like a fun and somewhat scary idea as well, but it was exciting as a part of the whole thing, and
it just became part of the flow of the process.
Yeah.
It just felt like, it's like almost part of development. Being able to talk about and reflect on it. And very interestingly, like a really different experience for the early access development of its follow-up where, I feel like we were spending a lot more time completely focused on development actually in the follow-up game because there was not all these little things we updated less often. We didn't have the additional kind of reflection time with Jeremy and Danny. It was just a different feeling process, and also working under the hope of making something worthy of people's very high and reasonable expectations for a successor to this game. And so it was like it was a totally different experience.
Yeah, you're talking like kind of why didn't we do the same thing again? It's funny. It's like the another way of putting it is like, I mean, hopefully you'll see it with the game itself if you haven't played Hades 2. But like we didn't want to just do the same thing again.
Yeah.
The story of the development of Hades had been told in this really cool way by the No Clip team. So yeah, the story of the making of Hades 2 is just, it's going to come down to what people, we'll see what everyone thinks of it soon.
Yeah, exactly.
That's going to be the story. we didn't, we spent, we finally.
The story of this run, by the way, is going to be that the Grimstone killed me.
Yeah, this is nasty. This is pretty tough here.
It's because I don't have a build. It's like I'm not casting, and I should be.
I'm forgetting.
I like have a level 2 cast I'm not using. I'm just I'm stuck in the reverie.
The ammo upgrade is locked behind the 5. We have to get the 5 keys.
We have to get the 5 keys. Yeah, we're right now. We need the keys.
You have a Death Defiance as well. Poseidon responding to you being at low health.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were talking about we love what those guys do.
It's an amazing group, and they've done some amazing stuff both before and after the developing Hell documentary.
This is our first of the so-called survival encounters, isn't it? Have we really not had one of these yet?
We have not gotten very far.
I'm surprised that. Yeah. But those happen early. I'm surprised we've dodged this up until
it's part
this
of the
point.
dynamism.
Yeah, it is. I mean, things in my own memory, I'm like, oh, it's got to be in the first, 3 escapes or something like that. And we're closer to like this. I think this is our 6th or something.
Yeah. So it's.
You're playing this as though you actually have to kill these guys, not just run away like a coward.
So here's the secret of why you should kill people in this encounter.
Oh, you get money.
You get money.
Yeah, that's true.
So I am min-maxing the gold I will not be able to spend because I won't make it to a Charon shop.
Yeah, money you will then spend on healing if you're so lucky. There's a shop there.
There we go.
Yeah. But yeah, it's you don't have a lot of not a lot of obols to spend right now. You
There we
got
go.
your healing.
Run is
There you
back.
go.
Run is back.
Fine day to you as well there, mate. Now let's have a look.
Let's keep going.
No Meg just yet.
No Meg just yet.
Yeah, more what else happened at I mean the 1.0 launch, it was
Well, there's what happened after also, which is like the part where people
liked it
a lot, and
then, it was
and then there was a lot of celebration of the accomplishments of of the people we work with in music and art and writing and all this kind of stuff we just never thought.
Yeah, we just didn't, because even when it comes to things like awards for video games, things have kind of evolved over the years, and there still are. There's like the independent game festival and stuff like that, and games from smaller studios typically would get considered in their own category for smaller games, and big AAA games would get considered separately.
Yeah.
And because it's only fair, right? How could a game from a small team compete pound for pound with a game from a team of like hundreds of people or thousands? But over time, it has. I think some of those categories did get conflated, and part of the surprise for us
was
that
being
year.
in
We were in the conversation.
Yeah, we were in the Game Awards. We were nominated for Game of the Year, which was insane. And sometimes it's hard to like feel the level of sort of success your game has when you're mostly just used to working on it.
Yeah,
you're not putting your head up all the time, but seeing the score be performed with like. It was like the Doom and Animal Crossing.
Yeah. They had like a live orchestra.
Yeah, like a live orchestra performing. Our theme melded with the themes from these incredible, huge games. It was just like it was really surreal, and felt like a dream.
Yeah, especially since we're watching it at home, on a stream and stuff. It was very
crazy.
Very surreal for sure. And we. It was just, we've been fortunate that players have, our previous games were well received, I think, to varying degrees in their own right, which were, again, just not a day goes by that we're not grateful for that. But we sort of, we thought we'd seen it all in that regard, I think, partly because of that, so that when Hades sort of reached just a different level, both however you measure it, both in terms of just how many.
No, I can't do basic arithmetic. I thought I could afford both.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
We never
that
got
was on
in
purpose.
voice.
Oh my gosh, a duo! Everything is
First
fine.
ever duo.
Yes.
Which one is that?
Sea Storm. It's if I knock back foes, I get struck by lightning.
Okay.
We're good. This is a clear.
Which won't do anything against Meg.
It'll be clear. I'm sure it's clear.
Yeah.
All right.
Your weapon's looking rather dull there, Zacharias.
Responding to.
Daedalus decided not to grace you with his gifts this time around.
She's responding to you not having a Daedalus hammer upgrade.
Gosh, she's like rubbing it in. Yeah. Oops.
Oh, we can put that to the test.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna not talk. I'm just gonna do.
Talk in.
Yes.
I can blab for the both of us.
Do it.
Yeah. So we having a game where we felt like where we can even reflect on it 5 years later, it was just such a big deal to us. You work on these things, you don't know whether they're gonna resonate with people or not. Even in early access, where you're getting tons of feedback all the time, you don't really know what's gonna happen until version 1.0 launches, and that's kind of where we're at right this second. Amir right this second is fighting for his life, but we're
It's true.
we're on the verge of Hades 2 launching in version 1.0, and we have tons of early access feedback. But it's like, do we know what's going to happen come version 1.0? Like, of course not.
Absolutely not.
No developer. Any developer that tells you otherwise, they are not being entirely truthful with you, in my opinion, because you just never can tell when it comes to these launches. Weird. You can control, let's say, as a developer, you can control the game that you're making, right?
Oh my
you had a
gosh.
Death Defiance. You already used it up. Oh wait, you could go through the run.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna next time we're gonna kill her because I remembered that I had a double dash only halfway through that fight.
Oh, we do have the double dash now. I actually totally forgot that too.
Yeah,
we should use that. Yes,
this is good, but it doesn't matter because this is all on purpose. All losing.
There he goes.
That must have been intense. She's fast and strong and beautiful. And anyway, I hope the fates are nicer to you next time.
Poor
Thanks,
Hypnos.
Yeah, I hope so too.
We could get
something again. He's back already, Cerberus.
Yeah, it's funny.
Just as I
It's funny how some of these early conversations are so brief.
Yes, I was thinking that as well.
Yeah.
It's like a different pace.
I'm sorry he disturbed your rest again, Cerberus. You've done a good job. The realm is well defended.
Yeah, some of these conversations, we just added to the narrative all through early access. Some stuff would certainly get iterated on and replaced, but some early stuff, if it was still working, we kept it in the whole time.
Yeah.
Early on, we were still experimenting with the format. How much, look how much more Nyx is saying here compared to like a single line from Hades. So we're just kind of trying different stuff.
You offer something called the fated list of minor prophecies to me. Chances are I won't pick it up. Though you make it sound like there's more I should know about.
Talking about the fated list.
Should I be concerned?
Yeah, the fated list is one of those things.
You know exactly what is necessary.
Started as this little thing and became a whole big important system in this game.
Yep.
We wanted the fated list is like, it's almost like a quest system. It gives you a series of kind of objectives and you fulfill them and you get rewarded for it. But we like the idea of tying it to the fates as these things that will like inevitably come to pass. Like you will do this. It's just a matter of when. It was kind of a fun twist on it. So you cleared. Oh no, that's a new one that you have.
Yeah,
so we haven't
two.
cleared any of them. Yeah, that's quite a list that we've amassed there of stuff that we haven't done.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Gonna go for it instead of the bow. Yeah, might as well.
You're next though. Actually.
Yeah, that's true. I'm next.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might as well. I've done like 2 bow runs already. Stab right in the back. Yeah, talking about we have the backstab damage. You get a little bit of a bonus. The bow was the shield. The shield was a super cool weapon. This kind of like boomerang effect. And then I'm always a fan of just bulldozing into guys in games with this kind of like tackle type moves. So. Yeah. And it just has this one. Yeah, it was interesting. I remember when I first played with that weapon. It was so interesting that it just has this like heavy punch as opposed to like the faster combos. So it instantly felt really different. And it's like, in a lot of ways, it's arguably the most like kind of versatile of the weapons in the game because you can block with it, which is so can be so powerful.
Yeah.
I think we found that. Let's see. No, I'm not doing that. Hold. I don't know. This is kind of. I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I like our power shot mechanics also. So I block and retaliate. So it's a totally different style of play than was possible with some of the other weapons. I think we found during early access that you would know this better than me, but wasn't it the case that like a lot of people would get their first clears with this weapon? It wouldn't necessarily be like the top end weapon for them, but at least early on.
It was during early access, but then at 1.0 there was some balance changes and stuff, and I think that changed. So now I actually don't know what is the most popular first clear weapon, but during early access it was the shield.
Yeah, but it was pretty. I mean, we got it like pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty happy with the kind of use rates. Yeah. You know, it's interesting going to reset us in history, when we made Transistor, which is a game in which you had like all these power combinations, and I'm sure that players might have discovered dozens of them, but then didn't necessarily discover, the hundreds of them that existed. Or more, over, or thousands, or who knows what. And part of it is because of the way, that game has it's like a finite story. You play through it, you discover the combinations that you discover and the stuff that works for you, and you use it to win. One of the really cool things about the roguelike format is like all the stuff you make, a lot of it can get used.
Yeah. Right. I remember.
It's like a more efficient almost use of making all that stuff,
Yeah.
I'm sure the developers of games that have like classes, they run into this all the time where they're like, we put as much work into X class as Y class, but most people are just playing one or some of them, and in our case, we don't have a specific goal. Like we don't need all the weapons to be chosen equally or something like that. That's not like the intention, but it's nice when they're close. Right.
Yeah, you want you want the stuff to be used, right?
Yeah.
Like, why did you put it in the game if you didn't want it to be used? Yeah, as you were talking, I think about like fighting games and stuff as well, where they might have their their coolest and strongest characters, and they get used way more often than some of these other characters that the developers spent at least as much time on, if not
maybe more.
And,
yeah,
and it's like you want it all to have its.
Sometimes the stuff that is like having the hardest time sticking is actually the most iterative work, right? You end up redoing it, redesigning it. You end up, changing how some part of it works, which then screws up all the other stuff you had already made for it, and all that kind of stuff. And you still trying to improve the feedback over time. The weapon for us in this game, I think.
The blade, right?
The blade, I think the blade was iterated on. Like we totally changed the special over the early access to allow it to have some movement and motion, and to nicely cancel the main attack combo and all the stuff we discovered over the development.
Man, the bull rush, the power rush is doing so much damage.
I'm trying to think. The bow actually had a lot of like smaller changes, but a little bit every update, where we would like kept slowly reducing the kind of frames that you're locked in, so that you could get a pleasurable kind of input flow on that one too. For us, it's one of those things. It's like, how do I don't is the game balanced or not is for other people to decide. But for us, like, we often try to get the weapons to feel good, and to have the combat, like to have the different the attack and the special and all that stuff have a role in the game, and then you kind of like bounce around that once you figure that out. And some of the weapons, it took the entire early access to figure that out, and some of them came together really fast.
For sure. It's like right, balance is one of those eternally interesting topics of discussion when it comes to games. It's like, is it balanced? Like, what's even the goal of it, and so on. It's not the goal for everything to be used equally and to be of a similar power level and so on. You just want everything to have its place. In short,
something you want, the possibility for everything to be someone's favorite thing, and then you also want like, hey. This fellow, and we want, and then you also want, you also just like, you want it to have compelling choices, right? The choices need to feel good, which is the role of balance in a game like this.
And some of them can be the other thing I wanted to say is like it's fun to have the things that are like the fringe picks. They're not even like they shouldn't be the most popular thing necessarily. That doesn't mean doesn't mean they don't belong. They just. Like part of the joy of this genre is you have your occasional like breakthrough run where everything goes right for you, or you get some wild combination that seems super busted, and it's okay and even great to have that happen. It's not as special if you can like guarantee it every single time. Then maybe there's an issue with the game if you could just like trivialize the game in the exact same way every time, then the thing that's cool about roguelikes isn't really happening. That they're different every time, and you have to like go with the flow a little bit. You can't control every aspect of what happens. That's so just and early access is essential really to getting
to like understanding that.
There's just no way, like even if we had 2,000 people on the development team or something like that, you still couldn't possibly like test every, you know, boon combination or every little outcome that can happen. You need to have it out there.
This actually happened on Bastion. Like I was, when we were doing the playthroughs towards the end of development on Bastion, like with the 7 of us, we ended up I realized that like I wasn't getting a lot of feedback on some of the weapons, and it's because you know, some people were gravitating to the same one, so I assigned weapons.
You assigned them.
Yeah,
right.
so what's interesting about assigning the weapons is suddenly, you know, different people were becoming the advocates for each weapon that they were kind of assigned, because now it's like, okay, I am interested in seeing this weapon like become something, and your early access basically creates that automatically, because it's just like, even if you have a weapon that's less popular, for some people, if you've done something right with it, do really like it.
Yeah, they'll like the idea of it at least, right?
And they want to see it. Yeah, and so that's why you have those people who are like, I loved this weapon from the beginning, and now that it's actually, you know, a lot better and performs better or whatever. And
I have Divine Dash.
Yeah, you do. So, so you have double dash and Divine Dash.
Yeah.
So,
oh God, what am I doing?
So those, you know, I just want you to know, those people who have done that for the weapons in the original game and its follow-up, you serve a very important purpose. Because early access is about fixing problems, but it's also about building on what's actually like working. So knowing what's actually working is really helpful.
Yeah, I remember the Bastion thing. Oh, here's Ares. Finally.
Yeah.
The other really cool thing that happened at the end of Bastion that I remember, like directly connected to what you were saying, is like we polled, you know, the 7 members of the team at the time.
Yeah.
Of like, what's your favorite weapon? And basically every it was like 7 people, and it was something like 7 whatever. But every weapon got some. It came up in the conversation. There was no weapon where everyone's like, I hate this thing. Everybody had one of them was the favorite for somebody, and that felt like a really good kind of victory condition, as it were, for the end of the balancing of that project. That they all had something. So I think we've like, maybe not verbally or whatever, but I feel like you've kind of been going for that ever since. It's like it just has to be able to be someone's favorite thing. That's a pretty
why
good.
I also can't like answer what is my favorite.
Yeah.
I just don't even, because even when we play, you know, we've been doing a lot of playing of Hades 2, the follow-up, and even then it's like I have a really hard time playing anything but what we changed recently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh my
geez.
gosh!
That's
don't stand in the corner.
That blocking did not work.
Hey, that's the shot from the trailer though. Blocking. It's in the reveal trailer, right? Blocking Megs.
Yeah. Blocking
there we go. Hey, cinematic blocks.
Yeah, cinematic using up death defenses. That was terrible. I was like being super boastful too. I'm like, oh, she's definitely dead this time.
That's the problem. Is the hubris. Is the thing.
Yes. The central theme of Greek mythology,
exactly.
if you ask me, if there was one thing, they like the hubris. I don't like this kind of defensive play. I'm a much more
aggressive.
I liked, but I think we've died to Meg a few too many times here.
Yes.
So
I think we just need to show the viewers that the game is actually complete.
Yes,
5 years later,
there is in fact an area.
There's more parts to it.
All right.
There we go.
Pop.
There we go. So we threw those first few runs,
yes.
and now we're making progress.
We are playing in hell mode. 5 and get our first.
Achilles might know what to do with this.
There we go.
Got a whole giant thing getting your first Titan blood. You don't even know what it means.
Yeah, this is one of those things as the game evolved. It's like these resources were introduced later, right?
Yeah, you were just getting like darkness, I think, when we first rolled it out. I do kind of need that.
I think you should take it just because I just remember the
Nemesis crest. It's funny.
Yeah, who's that?
Can wash away my boons.
I am not going to do that. biome map. That's cool. That was also that wasn't there at the beginning of early access. I don't think we must have added that at some point. Maybe we
no memory.
Yeah. Good old Asphodel. See how far I get here.
I think.
Oh God, these exits.
Yeah, they were a whole
in short,
thing.
they took forever.
Yes, exactly.
One of those things when you play the game, it's like, oh, that's a little different than just going through a door, and it's.
There's so many bugs with those things. Like just if you were in early access, you already know, but it's just like you stand on the wrong spot, you're just taking a ton of damage as you're exiting. Like all
just
sorts of
getting his feet to line up. Yeah, just all those like
getting
really
him to stand in the right
things.
spot. Just a lot, and then when the maps flipped, making that all work again. Anyway, I totally forgot about this guy, by the way, until I was playing kind of recently. This thing.
Yeah, he's fun. We managed to do his little
shadow
stomp. He's like a Mario.
Yeah, I was about to say he's like a
Mario.
Mario. Yeah, he's like he's inspired.
Guess you keep going. But yeah, we want even though the boats took forever, it's still like worth it because it's just we knew this game was going to have a relatively limited number of these like completely different environments, and it was just really important for each one to have its own feel.
Yeah, it's part of like even though it's sort of a chamber to chamber or roguelike, right? Part of it feeling like a place, hopefully, is that it's got these things that make you understand why it's dynamic and why it's different each time.
And yeah, so Asphodel, it's these bigger spaces. It's got this magma,
That
everywhere.
Was
so
so
it's much
mean,
more
by
open.
the way.
The
you
smoke
were under the fog
yeah.
and you got shot. My gosh,
pretty mean. Don't stand in the smoke.
I mean, I agree.
We did. The smoke was something. I don't think it ever did damage, but I think its effect. Maybe it did do damage.
It evolved a lot. Yeah.
It ended up being as mostly just like we realized the effect of it covering you was basically bad enough that it didn't need to do like 5 other terrible things to you.
That is a discovery that we keep having to relearn as a developer. It's like we're often like, well, what if it did? Yeah, exactly. You stack and stack, and then a lot of the editing is pulling stuff off of it.
Simplifying it, making it easier to understand.
Right.
Hermes, voiced by Andrew Marks, who also does the voice of Sisyphus in this game.
That's right.
Quick reload. Let's see. I mean, this is. I don't know. Hyper sprint, little Hades 2 style. The shop. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'll be greedy.
Yeah, hard Asphodel fight for some darkness. What could go wrong?
Yeah.
Yes. So if you're tuning in, because I think I haven't said this in a bit, it is the 5-year anniversary of version 1.0 of the original Hades game. I'm Amir. This is Greg. We both worked on this game and all our previous games, and we're some of the developers of it. And we're here just to celebrate the launch by dying repeatedly to things that we ourselves have not fought in a long time.
Yeah.
As we have been working on the sequel to this game, Hades 2, which is going to be 1.0 next week on the 25th.
Yeah, it is fun that we lined it up almost to the day.
Yeah, and
it's
not completely
strictly a goal. But
it just kind of ended up being really close. It is also for
15 healing.
You have lasting consequences.
Yeah,
you know?
I know.
What can we do? The consequences are lasting.
Eris Bangle. Yeah, it's the trip down memory lane is fun for sure.
And we've heard from so many people. Oh no,
Barge of Death.
So many people about this specifically, but also about the game in general, who just had like for whom Hades was either a great game that they played that came to them at the right time, and for people whom like the game became something like a lot more. and as developers, we cannot engineer the meaning the game has in your life, but we like super appreciate people who've taken the time to kind of share with us what the game means to them, how it impacted them, how it affected them. As developers, we can only kind of hope that it has the potential to have that kind of impact, right? Each of our games, people have said really, really kind things about, and for us, just on the other side, as a receiver of that, we have a ton of gratitude for you. Thank you for playing it and kind of opening yourself to these experiences and allowing them to have that kind of impact. It's like a two-way street.
Artemis, finally.
Yeah, here we go. Get some crits.
The power of the hunt helps keep me company, so maybe it'll help you too.
Voiced by Jamie Landrum, who also provides the voice of Nyx.
There you go.
Go straight to Artemis's aid, maybe. I don't know. The crits are tempting, but I like.
The power of the hunt sounds like good company to keep.
Hey, prophecy fulfilled. What do you know?
Oh my God, we did
First one. Yeah, I guess.
Oh, it's the meeting Artemis.
Or meet all the Olympians. Yeah, it took a while to just get. I mean, it's because we're stuck in Tartarus for a while.
Yes, but no more. Yeah, no longer.
I see those. Off-screen waves coming at me.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
the acceleration.
A wave maker. Oh,
yeah,
it got me. Right back at you. Yeah, we sure have a lot of traps in this game. It's funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Something I'm noticing.
Yeah, the environmental hazard situation, right?
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them, and it doesn't stop. I was.
If we get to
I was
Elysium.
shocked to learn. Yes, in Elysium in the next. I was shocked. Simply appalled at how much damage I took from one of those ballista traps.
Oh yeah,
yeah, the other day.
Because it's slow, so it does. It's like
I was like, whatever,
yeah.
And I was like, are you serious?
Oh God.
And I can only be mad at who? I guess myself. But still, yeah. So what do we do on these games, Greg? I remember now that we maybe didn't say.
We can talk about what we do. Yeah, that's right. We do. I mean, we do a variety of things, but yeah, I do the writing and a lot of the narrative design. So write the words and then put them in the game. But we both worked on a variety of aspects of the design. Amir does. You could speak for it, but you do a lot of the tuning.
On this game I did a lot more of it even than the we have more help on the sequel, but on this game, I tuned all the weapons and enemies and the stuff that Ed and Alice were making on the powers and the encounters and stuff like that. So we have a design team. I was a part of it, and I helped coordinate our work here as studio director, just figure out what we're working on and how we're going to work on it in collaboration with our co-founder Gavin.
Yeah, Hades was the game where where our team, we knew we needed to grow our team to an extent, right? Because we had this idea of like, let's get this thing out, referring to the early access version, let's get this thing out fast, because we had just spent more than 3 years making Pyre, and there was a lot of appeal in just like, let's get something out there, see if people like it. If they do, we'll keep working on it.
It's there's also the sense that like we need to like complete the team. It's like we were making these things and we had
stretched thin.
Yeah, it's like we're all doing all these different things, and so what if we had a more complete team? And that's just been a slow and ongoing process. It meant something different every year.
Like on one of my favorite examples is on Bastion. We didn't have an animator. Like anytime Bastion needed an animation, it's like calling in a favor from someone who is like from animating.
Mike Ligo or whoever else would help us out with that.
After Bastion did well enough so that we can stick around, make something else, we're like, we should probably get an animator.
Yeah, it's just because it's fundamental to what we do, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's an important part of I guess our natural and slow growth.
Am I already at Learny? Gonna go all the way to the end now. Divine dash and double dash and divine dash.
Else, if we don't, it's at this point it's shameful, right?
Yes.
Hey, Carol, I'm Asphodel now, aren't I? I'd always heard this was some
All right, Charon filling in the backstory. Yeah, rolling in dough, double dash. Talking about.
I think you take Holy Shield.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
If you want it to be the run, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, just last longer. Oh, and our first diamond if we go the distance.
Diamond.
Yeah. Now this is a fight I have not done in some time. Say.
Yeah.
There are various points, in the development of Hades 2 where obviously like, we of course do refer back for all sorts of different reasons, but in terms of just playing it like for fun and playing it all the way through, that's the thing that I can't say I've been doing a ton of.
No, I have not myself much either.
Lerny was I guess the fun, we may have some super old school early access players in the chat, but Lerny was the final boss of the early access version of the game. When we launched in early access in December of 2018, we just had the first 2 environments. So, so the Lernian Bone Hydra was essentially the final boss and was really hard.
Really hard.
Because there was nothing, part of it is like there's nothing past this. It might as well be hard. But yeah, Lerny evolved. The other funny thing with Lerny is I remember the pitch for Lerny is like, oh, it's it's gonna be easy. It's just these heads, and Lerny is a classic example of like we thought it would be easy to make this fight, but it was like one of the most heavily iterated. I mean, all the boss fights were a ton of work.
They all were, but this one I think for.
Like relative
to your expectations was like a lot more time.
Yeah,
we changed something fundamental in every early access update, and and then all the way to the end when we
changed. We changed Lerny's whole appearance at the end and stuff too. I think
so there was just a lot to do.
But I'm doing well actually.
You're doing great. It's this attack though is an attack.
The shield is.
You're about to be full on wrath, so you might be able to do something with that next phase, but just don't do it before.
Shield is so good against. There are unblockable things, right? But the direct, Oh, I do have wrath, but I should save it.
You should save it. I think to the next phase, right?
Yeah.
We got to use our developer knowledge.
Yeah, I think that would hit me if I was trying to block.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right.
Eat this. Oh no.
Oh no, he's still oh
I blame the controls.
It was I think you hit the
controls.
Mouse.
Yes.
Yeah,
the mouse.
Controls did it.
And me saying eat this, that was also unrelated. the mouse also did that. I thought I saw the bubble go away.
I think he raised his head and the bubble went out of frame.
Psyched me out. That was well played, Lerny.
Yeah, so that actually is by design. We designed Lerny to do that.
Now everything goes downhill.
Yeah, we designed Lerny to keep
to embarrass you
in this precise way, and it worked.
But yeah, Lerny got all these. There are all these alternate heads and stuff that we added that each do different things. Yeah. So this. Yeah. We have to like spend. The bosses are the encounters that you have, like, consistently when you play these games. So it's so important that these fights have like a ton of flexibility and be interesting over a long period of time. Have a lot of variety.
Yeah. Or that the moveset be big enough that you don't always see the same thing. Or what.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those kinds of things.
There you go. Got him anyway.
All right. So, despite the controls, we were able to do it. We were able to do it. On 5 heat.
Yeah. Onward to ballista traps doing 20 damage.
I think it might be 25.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know anymore. It was I was impressed. Don't take the price of Midas.
No. +1 for my I just want to save up. I'm low on money. It's interesting that we have these right from the start.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like one of those things where Yeah, we
I'm not
made
selling any
different
of that.
choices.
Enough of this place.
Onward. Yeah, and part of the one of those things that's so challenging about working on these games is like people get through them at wildly different rates.
Yes.
We have to design it so that or I mean, it's an intentional choice that we make that like it's possible to clear your very first escape attempt. There's unique dialogue and everything if you manage to get to the final encounter right from the start. And conversely, you know, it might take you 50 escape attempts to get all the way to the end. And we find that there's like a, you know, there's a range of players on that, and we need to make it okay, kind of, and interesting for as many of those different player experiences as possible. It has to work narratively. It has to work, you know, with the with like the flow of the progression and everything. We have those same challenges again on Hades 2, where it's like, yeah, we never really know. Are people going to get to this super quickly? Are they going to take a while? We have early access feedback. We have some data and stuff like that, but in the end, it varies per player.
Yeah, it's also one of those things where, what are you gonna do? Well,
This is
been blocking
good.
a lot.
I have been. Yeah, actually, I have.
You've been blocking a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those things too where as a developer, it's like impossible to simulate. So right now, of course, we're throwing on purpose, and the controls are fighting us. But as a developer, it's really hard to like pretend like you don't know what to do or what's going to happen and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
like the knowledge gain is like one of the hardest things to really like pretend that you don't have.
Right, because once you learn it, you've
Yeah,
learned
it's-
it kind of forever.
Yes.
Actually, these enemies are a pretty good example. They have this transistory mechanic where they will like respawn.
But developers almost never let them respawn.
Yeah, we know.
they know.
We
yeah.
know how it works, but
Yeah,
it was this
yeah.
big. Yeah, we designed these like pretty, somewhat complicated mechanics around these guys, and just making sure players could even like see and understand what's going on. It's one
Yeah.
of those like eternally difficult things when working on this stuff.
Yeah,
'Cause
and
you can make one of them do it in isolation and it's fine, and then like, but can you tell what's going on when
Yeah.
everything is happening at once? There's the ballista trap that does more damage than expected. We'll see.
Dag should
I'm
have
not-
just
not gonna-
used a ballista trap
Yeah,
on the road to the surface.
more reinforcements.
Yeah, it's you know, it's one of those
Oh,
things
the
where I feel like,
butterflies.
oh yeah, I'll never remember. Soul Catcher? Ah?
Yeah, yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
I think. Yeah. It's fun to have an enemy that literally shoots butterflies at you. Butterflies are like, we have the butterfly theme on Thanatos and stuff too. We might actually meet Thanatos if we get
now
here again.
after this.
Yeah.
I think you have to.
Yeah, I
get
think it's
here.
impossible the first time you
Yeah,
get
you have
to
to get
Elysium.
here once, and then I think you can. Oh.
Yeah, the butterflies are cool. Making butterflies sinister. It's kind of fun.
Yeah. This is also one of those enemies, you know, that's it's completely 2D. You know, he's
Yeah, he looks 3D.
Yeah, he's
right.
he's got an animated drawing. He's got using some of the old
Perilous
techniques.
foes. All these guys. All right, we don't need to go through all that. I've got some cash. And this is, I think we want that for sure. And keep going for money. Actually,
Yeah. I don't know what's good anymore.
yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Long spears.
Long spears.
Oh, jeez, that hurt.
Yeah, they
that was
jump.
not blockable.
Yeah,
'Cause he
the
does a
enemies
cool
start having
pounce.
multiple attacks.
Ow. Not even an elite version.
No.
Oh, jeez. No, you don't. Yeah.
The Elysium was. This was a good example in our early access process of making this game. It actually took quite a while to get this out.
Yeah.
It was on like the 5th early access update.
Yeah,
or
it was
something.
later. Right.
Yeah, it's a learning that we actually took with us into the making of the Fallout game. But
yeah, because the issue, because our updates were faster up until that point, but we're like, we can't, if we try and cram Elysium into one of these updates, it's gonna be really incomplete.
And the main thing with the early access updates we were doing at the start is like we needed to respond to what people were saying about the game we had made, before we started adding a lot of stuff onto it.
Yeah, we can't like rush forward too quickly because then we might be building the whole next area of the game on like some
really
false premise.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it was exciting when it finally got out there.
Yeah, and we got to, if you've been watching the stream from the beginning, we got to bring old Theseus back.
Yes.
In a unexpected way. Yeah, the idea of like the boss fight of this region being essentially like almost like a pro wrestling tag team fight with Theseus and the Minotaur as friends was another like fun kind of expression of our take on this setting.
Yeah,
and those were really fun characters. Yeah, Theseus, voiced by Cyrus Namadi. He also voices Dionysus and Ares, so he's a really versatile as an actor, and he did just all those characters are super fun, but Theseus is kind of uniquely fun in this game. Let's see if we get there. Oh, I will not get there at that rate. Oh, yeah. And I knew about those.
The traps.
Yeah, these traps are different because they're proximity activated.
Yeah.
Oh, and we have the archers, the strongbows. I think, it must have been Ed who's set up the little targeting, the horrible, like you're being targeted indicator that you get on you. I always really liked. You get that little pink magenta.
Yeah, you feel it viscerally.
Yeah, reticle. You can't run away from it, so it's really scary.
This is a mean chamber, I would say.
It is mean. It's just traps everywhere.
Yeah.
I think mine. Yeah. Mine had I don't know that this is mine, but mine had. I liked having traps everywhere. Probably not in a nice way, but we hadn't. I mean, Bastion had like environmental hazards and stuff. We had all of our games had integrated.
Transistor had some stuff, didn't it? I don't know.
It had we had like the white wall, like the processing cover and stuff like that. But
the spin.
Yeah, he got me from the side. Well, that was.
It was a long run.
I'll get back to Skelly. That was long. Yeah, we got all the way through Asphodel.
Long by the standards of this stream, of this 5-year anniversary stream.
So is he gonna?
Looks like you just got pounded
Yep.
down by an exhausted shield, huh? Did you try to before their guard was down, or did they just not let down their guard at any point?
Yeah, they don't let their guard down at any point. So yes.
Achilles is off duty.
Achilles, Nyx chewing Hades out.
You are not to aid him in
Or
these
the other way
matters,
around.
Nyx. His foolishness is to be scorned and reprimanded.
Yeah, these little partner conversations, as we call them internally, we wanted to have these moments where the characters are talking to each other, not just you. Make them feel like characters. They're off doing other things, or not. They don't just exist in this world, just to talk to Zagreus and be given nectars by Zagreus. Yeah, we could probably get
nothing.
Yeah.
If you thought nothing,
Jeez.
the answer is nothing.
Yeah.
It's okay.
All right. Well, we haven't been going for gems.
Also, you need to do when you do some quests and stuff. You get
Prodigal son returns. Everyone's saying I went easy on you, Zag.
This is a fun.
Don't worry, Meg. I eventually managed to get home the painful way after.
Yeah, it's a fun moment to knock Meg, back to the House of Hades the same way you've been going back.
Yes.
We can give her nectar and all that sort of stuff. I'm not really sure why she is the featured house servant when she failed in her responsibilities to end my run, but
it's true.
Questionable deals.
Questionable deals. Yeah, 200 gemstones for my Titan blood is not a deal. It's not the worst deal right now, actually.
Yeah, it might actually be kind of good right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You buy up. Is this the secret?
Why don't we do it?
Yeah,
let's just do it because the game is offering it to us anyway, and that's
what we just follow.
And now we could just buy a bunch of cosmetics, instead of upgrading our weapons.
Do the regional keepsake for sure.
Yeah.
And the fountains.
Whoops. The fountains are big. Where did
Yeah.
I go?
No one knows.
Where am I? Yep. Codex index already. Yeah,
We don't
the
need
money is big.
The ever-shifting chambers of the underworld ought to be a little livelier with this.
Yeah, 200 gems is actually a lot.
It's
right
great.
now.
Let's do it.
Just giant shopping spree at the house contractor.
We want the regional one too, so we can
Yeah.
switch if you lose your death.
On my authority, I'd like it if you did this job for me. Is that all right?
Let's see. All these fountain chambers, even
Both.
the
Yeah, the plus percentage is good, and so is the
Yeah.
so is the SL.
the money is huge though. Just the urns.
Supposed to be an excellent investment contractor. Go on and make it so.
All these voice lines for everything. Okay, yeah. So, I mean, get them all right. Get everything.
Yeah, you're about to
I'll have to keep an eye out for this next time.
run out. So, I would potentially do plus 20% Holy Fountain. Yes.
Oh yeah, no, of course.
Right, because
yeah.
it's a stronger heal across the
Yeah.
board.
Moved upon my father's name.
All right.
Not like he's paying any heed.
Look at that shopping spree. See,
That
this
was-
is we.
Those are fun moments too, right? It's
Yeah.
not like, oh, every run you unlock one more thing. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you unlock 0, sometimes you unlock 5. Like
Yeah.
just having it have some fun variance based on how you're doing is like part of the fun of it. As long as the game itself doesn't, fall apart in doing so, then it's an example of how it's just going to be different for everybody who plays.
Here we go. Nectar
Hopefully Nectar's-
supercharged.
that's cool.
Seems an interesting lot.
Shield of Chaos. No, oh, we still don't have enough keys for this.
Yeah.
Could we? Where are we at? Oh, we only have 2. We need a lot more.
Yeah.
Okay, but should I save this? I maybe should
Yes.
save this. Yeah.
I think
okay.
you want boiling blood and all this stuff.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Okay, over to you.
All right. Here we go.
Yeah, something back there for
Another
you, pal.
weapon.
Oh, yeah. The fists.
Keys.
All right, here we go.
Care to accompany me?
Got nothing there, sorry.
I'm going to.
The fists. The fun trivia with the fists, I guess, is that they were in fact, the last weapon we added in development. Even though they are the second to last weapon that you unlock. Right.
Yes.
We added the rail before.
That's right.
And the fists
times
were near
update.
the end.
What
did you what oh, you have the bow.
Yeah,
Okay.
the bow. It's just the grave thirst was on it. So,
Thank you.
Artemis,
we
appropriate
go.
appropriate appearance for the bow. She's talking about it.
there you go.
Good care of Coronat for me, so I can try it too once you're up here.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna win something. Look at that.
Boom.
Just what we were waiting for.
Yeah. That was one of the other things. Like we were talking about it early on. We'd intentionally kind of never made a game where the main character is like powerful in a traditional way, like, and so the idea of a game where you literally play as a god,
Right.
you're immortal. It was fun to think about how we would. Now, of course, that's very common for video games to make you like a traditionally powerful character. It's part of the reason we hadn't done it that way. But this game invited us to ask ourselves, how would we do that? What character would we make if we approached it that way? But it meant that when we have weapons like a bow, it's not just a regular bow. It can feel really powerful in its own right. I remember Jen was talking about the bows in like the Monster Hunter games, for example, where they just have these massively powerful, almost railgun style shots that they put out to make Zagreus seem like he's superhuman. Always
Yeah.
going for the nectar.
Yeah, we need keepsakes, but also we can change. I think we can trade them for keys. I might be crazy.
Yeah, that's what we. Yeah.
yeah.
I think that was it. Yeah, nectar as the economy is interesting. Yeah. But we can. It's gonna. Yeah. Thank everyone for joining us on. Yeah.
5-year anniversary.
Yeah. To the day, September 17th, 5 years ago was.
5 years ago, we were hitting F5.
Yes, hitting F5
we
on
were
browsers.
refreshing the internet, wondering what was happening. Was
Yep.
the game working? Was everyone having an okay time?
Yep. And it went on for that for a number of days.
Yes, and it's just never stopped. 5 years of refreshing.
You want the key, right?
Yeah,
we want to rack up more keys. Yeah, time. We made a whole nother video game where time is the literal enemy. Time flies.
Yeah, it does.
But working on these things helps keep it interesting for sure. Never.
It's been 16 years of Supergiant games as of September 1st.
Yep.
That is an also insane idea. It feels like it was not that long ago that we were working on some of the past games.
Yes.
On Bastion or Transistor or any of those things.
Yeah, the memory. It is interesting. Like remembering stuff from Bastion isn't really harder than remembering stuff from like early in the days of Hades. It's just the difference between like short-term and long-term memory.
Yes.
Something like that. So
absolutely.
Ares is upset.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But
he's the god of war. He doesn't mind this.
Yes,
he probably likes it most of all. Oh, this is rough though. Oh boy.
This is certainly a thing that was designed and tuned by me. But
that's not too bad. Yeah. Never mind.
So.
Yeah, these wretched louts that Amir is fighting, they have a funny name in data. They're called the punching bag unit. They started their lives as like,
I just keep forgetting Double Dash. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's easy to forget the Double Dash coming from the place we've been.
Yeah, the place we've been living.
But yeah, the punching bag, the so-called punching bag unit. We like the idea of a guy that you really get to kind of lay into this guy. He's going to have higher health and so on, but he took on quite he has that nasty lunging attack that was ending many escape attempts, especially in the early days.
It's actually one of the things so like when you start tuning a game, and what's interesting now on having worked on a follow-up to this game is you start to have a sense of like what are the things that really make an enemy a lot harder. In our games, not in any game, just in ours.
Yeah.
And one of the things that makes an enemy with a melee attack a lot harder, even if it can be stun locked by normal attacks when it doesn't have any kind of armor, is the distance from which it begins its attack.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was like an interesting knob to work with on this game, and then the follow-up too is like. There's the damage numbers and all that kind of stuff. Of course, if you get hit, it can be more punishing. But the distance at which it begins its attack ended up being like one of the biggest factors in how accurate essentially the enemy was. Especially because a lot of the challenge in a Hades encounter is when there's more than one guy, because suddenly then you can't always like keep your eye on everyone who might be just out of the kind of combat scope you're focused on beginning their attack.
Yeah, the player's like sort of situational awareness is this almost like a resource that they have that varies from player to player, and enemies that are no problem individually, they can be a big problem if the player is kind of getting swarmed by other stuff.
We talk about sometimes internally on the design team the like you've got the player life bar, but you also have like the attention, and there are a lot of enemies that do like attention damage.
Right.
Like those
fill the screen with projectiles.
Yeah, we were talking about the pest, right? It's like the pest, I don't think many people, actually I know, not that many people are getting hit by these actual like, when this mine drops, the chance
big
that
deal.
No big deal. It's just the part where it's a consideration. Now you're running into other people's attacks.
Right. He makes So he was
so he'll never show up on a leaderboard, right? He'll in the stats he might look actually positively useless. But that's because you can't really quantify the damage to attention, right?
And that was a good example right there. The thug made it so that you got hit by the witch's projectile.
Yeah.
If you were just facing the witch, you wouldn't have gotten hit there at all.
Yeah. But this is all really simple stuff, but we had to learn it. We had to learn and then relearn it a lot of the times.
The other thing you were talking about, things that like make that can quickly make enemies a lot harder. The other one I think about is like the tracking.
Yes.
It's tempting, when we're when we're designing enemies, it's like, oh, they're cool and they're smart. And hey, we missed Chaos, but that's okay.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
it was down there. You'll have other chances.
I'm sorry. We're back.
We're back.
We're back. It's the 5-year anniversary stream. It went down because we didn't take the Chaos Chamber.
Yeah, that's a good explanation.
And we will never make that mistake again. I'm Amir Rao. I'm the studio director for Supergiant Games.
Hey, I'm Greg Kasavin. I'm creative director.
And we are celebrating the 5-year anniversary of the original Hades game, going 1.0. Yeah. Some of you may have been playing Hades for 6 or even 7 years if you joined us in our early access. But today is all about
Mm-hmm.
celebrating that game. We were in the middle of a Megara boss fight, and the stream is still are. The stream went down, so we're going to go back to it. I am going to keep playing, and I am going to win. Is what I'm going to do.
Yeah,
that's my
the plan.
Yes.
Yeah. So, sorry about the little technical difficulties there, Master Chaos.
Yeah.
Hopefully, will forgive us. But yeah, we are back now, and we've been regaling you with memories of this game's development.
Yes.
Its unusual origins, at least for our team, and just the strange things that have happened. With the unexpected twists and turns of early access development as our first ever early access game designed for early access from the ground up. We were saying earlier, it was like literally the first decision that before we knew anything else about this game, we decided it would be an early access game. The idea of a game where we could get something out there relatively quickly and then build the rest of it in partnership with the player community, getting, building it in public essentially and getting feedback every step of the way, and then letting it sort of naturally evolve and grow however much it would.
And now we jump back into the run
to get shot by Megara.
Yeah, here we go. Okay. Oh my God.
Yeah. Good dodge.
Yeah, I just wanted to use the wrap because
I think we intentionally, although it seems mean, pausing these kinds of games in the middle of a fight to like try and get your bearings. You shouldn't. Yeah, we don't really make that advantageous, as you're seeing here. Yeah, you lose your momentum and everything.
I was in it, and then I wasn't anymore.
Exactly.
All right, here we go.
You're gonna heal up more because we upgraded these.
Yeah, there we go. Now we're talking. I'm gonna stick with it.
Oh, we should have started with the other one.
Mistakes were made. A lot of mistakes were made, really.
That's another thing with our previous games, like it's kind of nice at this game, working on it. We realized that we could sort of let the player experiment and make those kinds of mistakes, and it's okay because you always get another chance if you want. So, you took the wrong keepsake or something like that. It's you could just learn the game at your own rate. It's okay if you don't understand all the mechanics right from the start, because you'll have plenty of chances to do so. These guys, those enemies are fun. Oh, you have the Artemis critical there.
Yes, the marked.
Yep.
So while we're talking about things, random things, I would like to talk a little bit about the communities that have formed around the game. So we have a really active Discord, which has been vital to our first early access and the second one. So thank you to everyone in our Discord who's been giving us feedback. People on the subreddit, people in the Steam forums, all these different places that we looked on the original game and on the follow-up, who gave us notes. Thank you also to the sub communities, like the modding community and the speedrunning community, who've really put the game and the engine and all the things there through its paces. We really appreciate all the work you've done to, both extend the life of the game in the community, but also to kind of, I guess, it's a to become really fast at a game or to edit it and modify it takes a lot of time. And the part where we were able to make something that you felt was worth you applying your skill and your kind of acumen, and you can speedrun a lot of games. Chose this one. I really appreciate it.
It's definitely one of those things where like we just
in
the early days of this game, we were talking early on. We're like, oh, imagine if you will a Supergiant game that you could play for 50 hours. that was our like high estimate as we were setting forth on this game, because we'd made games, Pyre you could play for 18 or 20 hours or something like that. So the idea of a game that you could play for more than twice that duration, but then we found that people were some players were playing Hades for like hundreds of hours. So it was way beyond our expectation in that way from the start. And then like taking it sort of registering with speedrunners or modders and so on. It just showed that there was something there. So we wanted to do our part to make it worthy of that.
Yeah. Ooh.
A full line from Charon. we do have so Charon, a little narrative trivia on Charon. While he has the fewest speaking lines of any of the fully voiced characters in this game, he still has, I think, more than 120 different ways of saying and they do, Logan Cunningham delivers them all with unique subtext, reacting to whatever Zagreus is saying and so on. So they're not, we're not just repeating the same Charon groans. We're quite committed even on those.
Oh, the witch is the correct dash for this.
Yes, there is a certain dash that makes this less difficult.
I like doing this sometimes to clear it, but one of those.
Yeah, no, the special is that's a very good use of the bow special. Well thought. Yeah, you got this. A little use of cover. Oh, you got it.
Hey, we did
easy.
It.
All right.
Witchcraft. What can you do?
Make a whole nother game. Make a whole other video game about it.
Hey.
Witchcraft. What can you do? It's funny.
I'm gonna just do this. I'm
enough messing around.
That's right. I'm just doing. I give in.
Divine Dash, popular, powerful boon.
Bloodless.
Whoa!
That's cool. So you have it. You have Ares on the special. Yeah, you can tag everybody and bleed them out.
It would be better than that if I could remember to double dash when I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
A combination of those things would be amazing. What I should do is open the other side of the mirror, take stubborn reflex.
Yeah. Might as well lean into the single
part
dash.
where I cannot remember to do it.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Gemstones, nice.
Not gonna sell
it. At a time.
Let me see.
Fight.
Okay.
The easier fight.
Yeah. Yeah, hard to believe. Only 1 week and a day.
It's the longest. Yeah, this is also the longest. So you could have played Hades 2 like in 2024. Yeah, right? Like last year, if you joined the early access. But this is the longest period of time you would have had to wait between complete Supergiant, like for a complete Supergiant game.
Yeah,
right?
it's our longest. Yeah,
since 2009.
4.5. Yeah, if you didn't play Hades 2 in early access, the 4.5 year development, it's definitely the longest. Yeah, we kept working on. We kept doing some stuff with the original Hades after it launched, right?
That's right.
We brought it to additional platforms and stuff. Oh no, not the.
I thought I would fight in the lava just to sort of show the skeletons that I mean business.
You're brave.
Yes.
Yeah. Your courage.
Yeah.
Exactly. Fire stepping prince. So the fire. He has the line. I'm flame resistant, not flame proof.
I was about to say he's quite vulnerable to flame.
I'll take that.
I mean, I guess it works up over time.
Yeah.
You stand in it too long.
It's really maybe it's more the stone than the flame. It's the molten rock.
Yes.
That he's vulnerable to.
On the 5-year anniversary, it's also probably a good opportunity to thank all of the people who convinced their friend to try this game.
Yes.
Like, I think it's one of those things, this game, while the 1.0 launch was somewhat explosive, it had slow growth, right? Slow through its early access. I don't mean slow like it was soft, like it just slowly built over time, just like the game itself built over time. And a part of that is because people just started playing, and then some portion of them didn't played a lot, and then they started telling their friends and stuff. And if you made a friend a fan of this game, we really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
It's there's no, I mean, it's the only games live and die by that. They always have, and now more than ever, it's just like the games that connect with people that get them, where you want to share in your excitement with someone else.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, was so interesting about the 1.0 version of Hades is how many. It's like when people want to tell you about their D&D campaign or something. It's like so many people just wanted to talk to me just about the experience they were having. They were people who weren't necessarily like super plugged into games and stuff. They just happened to be playing the game.
Yeah.
Wanted to tell me about a run they had and what they got, and Patroclus restored all their Death Defiances, and they were able to pull out a thing that they weren't able to before and stuff. It's just the sort of run stories stuff that happens when people start getting really into it.
It was really interesting for sure, because there are these, among game developers, there are these long debates that happen over.
Oh my god! I wasn't even paying attention to my health. I'm sorry.
There's games that have like a story component to them, right? Like an actual narrative, and then there are games that create stories for the player, based on everything that happens, and there'd be this debate of like which is better, and like you can kind of have both. It turns out, right?
Yeah.
The bone hydra.
There we go. We fulfilled our run requirement.
Yeah. Every time we've died in a different way. We have not died the same way twice so far.
It was unpleasant, yes.
So a funny thing would happen with Hypnos. Of course, we made this game over time, adding content to it and so on.
You can't bring that in here. Just kidding.
So anytime we would add, new foes, new bosses, and so on to the game, it's time to record some more Hypnos and get him, make sure he's responding to literally every single trap, every single new type of enemy that we add, so that he's got something for every possible way that you could die. I'm quite sure.
Yeah.
Including, some of them are very fringe, like dying to various traps and so on.
Your weapons, they shall thirst for it and drink it up.
He's talking about Titan blood, yeah.
Oh yeah.
About to drink it.
Oh hey.
Call my chambers a mess. Look at your desk, Father. Whatever happened to your court musician, huh?
It's okay. I was wondering what this even was.
Yeah, this is Orpheus, right?
Yeah, it is.
My desk is far more organized than you, boy. And if you're also concerned about our court musician,
like Hades getting defensive about the cleanliness of his
things
desk.
things that are close to his heart. Organization.
I'll just ask the house contractor since you're too busy.
Yeah, Orpheus was we went through all these different ways of like how do you get to Orpheus? Now you can you got a diamond, and you could use the first diamond to unlock him. He just shows up.
Woo!
In the name of Hades, I commute our court musician sentencing effective now.
Hello.
Orpheus.
It's the voice of Michael Ailshire, one of our former colleagues.
Yeah.
Provides a voice of Orpheus.
I grant you funding and autonomy to do this job upon your earliest convenience, contractor.
There we go. All right.
Oh, hello, Zagreus. I understand you liberated me from my eternal punishment. And so I have returned to serve your father here. Thanks.
Orpheus, you're back. Look, don't get on Father's bad side like that, and you're going to be fine. Besides, right now I think he's angry with me.
Yeah, Hades, gave us the opportunity to take these characters from Greek mythology and imagine them in kind of from this underworld point of view, from this particular point of view that we had on it, where it's all about this big dysfunctional family, the Olympians, and so on. And
we're about to get some traction.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Oh, this is the additional mirror upgrades, I think.
Is it, or is it subtraction? No, it's
the B-sides.
B-sides. Okay. Never
where
mind.
we where there's the occasional comment that we see on the internet of someone who's played for like 200 hours and discovers that this is a feature.
Yes.
So, well,
there we go. 80 gems. Now we're rolling. All right. But we need more keys. We're short by 1.
Yeah.
Hold on. We can fix this.
Yeah.
We can fix this. Hey, Dusa.
Ignoring
Nick.
Dusa.
No,
Crimes against.
I'm not.
But we are trying to.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
Speed through.
What are your sisters up to these days, man?
All right. So
I've not seen them around.
I wonder if
the other Fury sisters.
Yeah, I wonder if the next run should be the
Some kind of war
call it.
the
After.
call it.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure.
Yeah. I think it. We have played a little bit. We've talked a little bit.
Yeah. Of course. Maybe we should just keep streaming for the next 8 days until Hades.
That's another option, actually.
Hades 2 launches.
See if we
take
can
our
get
mind
all
off
the way
things.
through the credits and
Yeah.
then, go from that. That's actually a great idea. Okay. We open this. We definitely want this.
Yeah, more.
And
No,
then-
we're rolling.
All
But
right.
that's a big difference. Yeah,
That is a big difference. A lot more damage
ammo.
against bosses and stuff, too. All right. Go ahead
Okay.
and
We
play
can't
the
quite get the fists, but yeah, I'll
So we are about to do what I think is going to be our final run of the stream, which did go down earlier because we ignored
chaos.
chaos.
Should help.
So let that be a lesson to everyone.
We'll see if we get another chance at chaos or whether chaos is just
Yeah, that would be awesome.
angry with us. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's we said we wouldn't talk much about Hades 2 stuff on here, and we're not gonna, but we are obviously thinking a lot about it with the game about to come out and our development essentially complete. So it'll be when a game has a sequel, it's only natural to compare the two, and we're always interested to see players compare and contrast the two, meet all the new characters, meet some returning characters, and see what they think. For some players, it may be their first experience with a Hades game, and they'll come back. They'll play Hades 1 after they play Hades 2, and stuff like that. And I find all that stuff really interesting. It's, for me, it almost like just takes inspiration from the mythology itself. It's like that stuff, the actual myths, you can experience them in any order. There isn't necessarily one that is the primary starting point. In fact, in schools and stuff, I feel like the Odyssey is the one that gets taught, in high school.
Yeah.
I think most typically.
The Iliad later, yeah.
Yeah, and the Iliad later, even though the Odyssey is kind of a sequel.
Yeah.
This extent.
Yeah, I mean, I think a big part of this too is like, people often ask about, our games. Are we trying to exceed? Are we trying to exceed ourselves with each game or any of these types of things? It's just sort of not how we think about it. It's we want. Need is the wrong word. We want every game to have the potential to be your favorite game from us. And just like a band or whatever, it's like if your second album or third album was your favorite, we're not trying to make that not be your favorite, right?
Yeah.
It's what happened in your life. At the time, it's a confluence of what you're bringing through it and what we brought to it and all this kind of stuff. And so, for us, we just trying to make something that has that potential. So, if this game meant a lot to you when you played it 5 years ago or in the intervening time or in our early access or whatever, we really appreciate that.
Yeah.
If you get a chance to try the sequel, that's awesome too. Whichever one's your favorite, for us, it's all good. We just wanted to make something worthy of your time and something we were excited to make together.
Yeah. No, that's totally. Yeah, that's what we talk about. It's just like making something that has the potential to be someone's favorite game of ours.
Yeah.
Thus far.
Yeah.
We're happy with that.
Yes.
The other thing we kind of like, that can be almost like scary for us is we do, sometimes we hear from folks, they've been playing our games ever since the Bastion days, and it's like, of course we would like nothing better than for someone who's stuck with us all these years to love our latest work. That nothing would make us happier, right? But at the same time, when we make different things, we run that risk. Like you never really know what is it precisely about the previous game that, you know, if whether it's Hades or Transistor or whatever, like what is it about that game exactly that made it the person's favorite game of ours? And like you're saying, it may be external factors where they were in life and everything just kind of hit just right.
Oh,
yeah. Or
just keep the stream up.
Yeah. No, I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, we'll see what everyone thinks of Hades 2 soon enough here.
Yeah.
We spent a while on it. We can say that, and I think as ever, we learned a lot working on it, and there's so much, you know, there's a lot in there that I think we're excited for, but we'll see what you all think.
Yeah.
And good old Chaos. Chaos was one of these characters where, okay, yeah, so we're making a game based on Greek myth. Greek myth is, of course, a widely adapted subject matter. There's tons of movies, there's tons of games based on it. Let me pick the thing that isn't going to instantly end my run. 58% more foes. I mean, I think I have to pick this one.
Yeah.
I don't. 52% move speed does not sound great to me right now. Yeah, so, you know, the part of the point of view we took with Hades was to focus on underworld gods. Of course, the Olympians are kind of the household names, you know, Zeus and Athena and so on, but they're not the main characters of this story, and the story is more about these underworld gods. And as we were kind of doing our own homework on the subject matter, I was just surprised that some of them, they're so exciting conceptually, but they're not like portrayed in adaptations very much, and Chaos is an example of that. So, you know, in the creation myth for Greek mythology, the idea that all sprang from chaos, this kind of infinite abyss, it's almost like a Greek myth version of the Big Bang. It was so vivid and cool as an idea, so putting that character in the game was very exciting for us, and playing into the idea of chaos as this whimsical force that's just kind of gonna try all sorts of different things and is all about experimentation, because what is life, you know, what is all of creation if not a series of experiments from the point of view of chaos. It was one of those fun things where I think both the gameplay, like the kind of design of chaos and the narrative of chaos all lined up in a fun way, and it's just like one of the wilder looking characters in this game. Gen Z, our art director, did an awesome. We were talking about chaos almost looking like a Final Fantasy end boss or something like that. just a very otherworldly kind of appearance. I am taking way too many hits as I'm.
It's it's one of those things. It's the yammering and the doing. Really shows.
We have boiling blood, but
the people who do this while yammering.
Yeah, it certainly is.
It's certainly an extra pack.
Yeah.
It's an extra high heat.
Yeah.
Situation.
But yeah, thank you all very much for tuning in, spending some time with us, reminiscing about this game. We put it on the biggest sale ever for those who maybe haven't checked it out yet and have been thinking about trying it. It can be, if you're excited for Hades 2 next week, it could be a fun trip down memory lane, or get reacquainted with this game if you want to brush up on all your random references that may come up in Hades 2. But of course, no direct experience with this game is needed to enjoy Hades 2 either. You can play them in either order, I think, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. This game's fun. You know, it's been cool to come back to it.
We
been playing so much Hades 2 lately. Right?
Yeah, we're playing so much Hades 2, but also it's just the we have like you sometimes need a little space once the game is done.
Yeah. You've played it so much during development that you don't like. I mean, for me, partly it's like I have a ton of other games I need to catch up on because I've been focused on, like, particularly this year. It's been an amazing year for games.
Yes.
So I'm told, because I haven't necessarily, there's a lot of stuff I have been meaning to play. So I've been looking forward to us reaching this point in development where I can start to turn my attention and see what else.
It'll be exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, this extra reach I got on the dataless enchantment on the spear is pretty handy.
It's really nice. It's like across the screen.
Yeah. This super powerful, like, Zeus lightning throw. Yeah, it was always, making these kind of, like, games in this genre, it's just, there's something about roguelike games, I realized it feels there's something that is deeply kind of resonant about the entire genre because it's a battle between you and randomness. Right. You're trying to control the randomness and, like, what is life if not that? If not trying to, like,
the variance.
If not trying to, like, remove the factors that we have no control over. And like learning to go with the flow, learning not to be too upset about things that we have no control over, and learning to try to take control over things that we do have an effect on, and, like, that's what roguelikes are all about. And that's so I don't know. I find this genre of game kind of intruding upon my actual kind of life outside of the game itself. I think about it in those terms. Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have, rerolls and fated authority and boons from the gods and stuff in real life necessarily, but still. Yeah, so it's interesting to think about why do certain genres of games, form and become popular and stuff like that. What is it about them that is so compelling to people? Because when we were working on this game, I mean, we were talking about it just before the stream. All we wanted to do was to make a roguelike game that, I guess, like, in short, had a reason to exist. We wanted to put our own...
our own version of it.
Yeah, and so, having more of a narrative focus, having these characters, and a lot of the, like, letting you, even smaller decisions, like letting you choose your weapon before each run. Those are some of the things that we did, but we thought it was squarely in an existing genre. Like, we had no idea.
This game can't exist without so many games that came before it that are just the we've talked about our games, and the influence they have on our games, but yeah, of course there's so many games that kind of, like, both were really inspiring and great to play, but also made us think we could do it. Like, it's like they're made by small teams, and it's like
we saw them evolve in early access.
You saw them evolve in early access and felt like, okay, maybe we could do it too. It's kind of like same thing with Bastion, and it's like, okay, maybe we could do it too.
Yeah,
like maybe we could make a small game and it could be okay.
At least try it. Right.
Yeah.
When you see, like, and the other cool thing we'd see smaller developers do is they'd show their, like, work in progress. When you see, like, if you're an aspiring game developer and you see a finished game, it's really intimidating. You see, like, a AAA game, it's like sorcery. How did anybody ever do that? Yeah. But when you see, like, an early prototype, and you're able to kind of triangulate how people got, from an early prototype to the finished result, it turns into more of a thing of, like, wait, maybe you start to think maybe you can do some of that yourself, at least be a part of it. But I mean, we've been really fortunate that so much of our team has stuck together for such a long time. That, of course, that's been our goal, but that being our goal and that being the reality are two extremely different things. And so, yeah, so many times, all, like, recently, but all the time, I think about how fortunate I am to be part of this team, because we work with a lot of, I think, really talented people, and they, like, I work with Darren, who voices Zagreus and does all of this other stuff, and it's like I often just want to do work that is worthy of the work that Darren does, and I could go down the line with basically everyone. So just feeling like you trust the other members of the team and feeling inspired by their work. It's been cool, and hopefully people will enjoy the outcome of our latest. But certainly on this game, you know, yeah, we felt like we were onto something, and the early access community gave us a lot of encouragement to just kind of keep following the path that we were on, and so it resulted in a game that, like, this game without early access is just unimaginable, right? It just wouldn't even exist. But even trying to imagine it, it would have just been much smaller and worse, essentially, if we didn't have our early access community. So yeah, the team, our player base, you know, making games is challenging, but when you have people rooting for you, it certainly helps.
Supportive shades.
Yes, if not the gods. Yeah. Yes. What do we want to switch? Well, I guess I already need this.
Yeah. I think our goal should be to get to the
Learning or something?
Through Theseus.
Oh, that would be nice. Yeah.
This run. But
yeah,
if not, we're gonna call it either way.
Yeah, I think I was the shield was. I was taking advantage of the ability to block.
Yeah.
But this is pretty strong. If I remembered my double dash here.
Yeah, remembering is the hard part.
So we could get a go twofer. Oh, should not do that.
So probably also a good opportunity to talk about something that we haven't yet talked about, which is as part of the 5-year anniversary of this game, especially if you're watching on YouTube or somewhere like that, we have put up a new orchestral mix of In the Blood, which is the end theme for this game. And it has re-recorded vocals from both Darren and Ashley, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It sounds really cool. And as someone who had zero to do with the creation of it, I can just say it's really a joy to listen to, and certainly takes you back to your time playing the game. I did put together I was one of the people who put together the credit sequence, so I listened to the original a lot. So listening to the orchestral mix is really cool. It's recorded at Studio One in Abbey Road, where actually parts of the Hades 2 soundtrack were also recorded, and all that kind of stuff. It was a dream of Darren's to be able to do something there.
Yeah.
And so it was cool that we were able to conclude the development of the music of this game with that, and also to return for the sequel.
Yeah. The original game has a few key pieces that were recorded at Abbey Road with like a, I think it's like a 13-piece kind of some violins, violas, cellos, that sort of thing. But then on this version of In the Blood, it has like a full, I don't know, it's like 75-piece orchestra or something like that.
Yeah.
Austin worked with the great composer and maestro Austin Wintory, who you may know from his soundtracks to games like Journey. He's worked on Abzu and all kinds of really great stuff. So those two collaborated on the orchestral arrangements. And yeah, for those of us who just enjoy, the work of Darren Korb, it's a treat. So we hope you enjoy it. We haven't faced this particular. Yes, it's both of them. We haven't had this sub-warden encounter yet. I think.
Is that the term from this game?
Yeah, we call them wardens. Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of prison keepers. We have the freeze. I think we've managed to not get hit by any of these petrification shots thus far, but we have the whole like freeze mechanics where you have to shake out of them. There I speak of the devil.
Yeah, you have to demonstrate.
I think this is I think I'm doing this wrong too. I think I don't remember if you're supposed to take out the big guy first.
But you do have the Dionysus attack.
Oh yeah, I should be using Hangover on her.
Just want to get some
There's the combo.
Yeah. good synergy with these two.
Yeah. Nope. Lot freaking magma. All right, well, now it's over. I didn't use my freaking forgetting my greater call.
Yeah, I know. It's
rookie
hard to
mistakes.
Yeah, here we are.
Jeez. Okay. I'll do this. Whatever. I don't know. This isn't. Yeah. I'm not optimistic about my chances of getting to Theseus here.
Hey.
Oh, good.
Fountain chamber, but we just if only
At
it had
full
it was
health,
only if it was a
It's a
fountain full
waste.
of death defiances.
Yes. We can potentially.
Yeah,
I think
it's-
one could show up in a well or something, but
Yeah, you're not going to
unlikely.
run into. I think we haven't hit the requirements to
Ooh,
run into.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, if you get the crit, it's good.
Where'd he go? Yeah, the data name of this particular enemy, the kind of behind the scenes, you know, he's called the pitcher, because and he has a sort of baseball style throw, and he, similar to an actual pitcher, he's got a fastball and he's got a curveball, so he's got like subtly different ways of trying to get you to take 14 damage or whatever it is.
The multiple delivery method.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the fastball there, and there's the curveball. So. Yeah, these bloodless guys were fun. Ooh. Juking out of the way. Yeah, having these like highly mobile enemies that would jump around the map and stuff, that took a lot. I think Eduardo did a ton of work on that.
Yeah, because they would jump into the lava and stuff accidentally and stuff. It was great. Lots of fun.
Oh,
fun issues
that
with it.
okay. Just lost all my health.
This is part of the attack distance thing we were talking about earlier. The distance an enemy starts at is its attack.
Yeah, this is the
the
berserker. He's nasty.
Yeah.
All that damage. There it is. None of this. I'll take the dodge chance.
Yeah.
None of this is gonna. Maybe I'll just dodge the next
All
50
of it.
hits.
Yeah. It's possible. There's
It
there's
is.
nothing that prevents that.
Yeah,
from
there's
happening.
no. Right. Okay, well, this is a piddly 15 health.
It's okay.
That's a little bit better. I don't know. It's not impossible, but
So yeah, this is the 5th anniversary stream for the original Hades game, and this may be where it comes
This
to
may
a
be the
close.
end,
Yeah,
yeah.
this may be where it comes to a close.
of course you all are welcome to keep playing.
Yes,
Hades.
you should make better decisions and play with a higher degree of familiarity and acumen than what you witnessed here. For sure.
Yeah, yeah. This, you know, this game. Yeah, it's like it. We never could have imagined that we'd still be working on Hades related. You know,
Yeah.
playing it now, having made a whole sequel to it over the course of 4.5 years. Like
Yeah.
this game certainly had a really big impact on our team. And meant so much that it meant a lot to many of you out there.
Yeah.
Thank you for playing it and for supporting our team, making it possible for us to keep going and make something new. We hope you enjoy the latest. It won't be long now.
Yeah, it's not too much further to wait.
Which is amazing. Yeah, the time really does fly. You get to a point, and I don't know, find it's such a longer development for Hades 2's development is longer than this game, but when you're at the end of it, it still feels like it went quick. Ow,
Yes.
he got me
Speaking
right at
of
the range.
which,
Yeah. All right. Well, Lerny's revenge against me.
So let's let's address the audience.
I hate that Hydra.
All right, so I'm Amir. This is Greg. We have been streaming the original Hades game on 2 separate streams because Chaos took down the first one, and we just wanted to do this mostly to express gratitude for everyone who played the original game, whether you played it in early access, whether you played it at 1.0 5 years ago, whether you joined us in the intervening time. We really, really appreciate it. Hades is a game that got away from us. We spent more time on it than we expected to, and it became something much bigger than we could have possibly imagined. We hear from people all the time who had an amazing, positive, and powerful experience with the game, and we're so happy to hear that we could be a small part of something special in your life. And, at the same time, if you want to relive some memories from the game, we've got In the Blood, the orchestral mix is there. If you wanna check it out, and it's an updated remix of the song to sort of spend some time with and remember what it was like to conclude the original game. The game's also on deep discount right now, so if you wanna jump into it, you're welcome to try it on all sorts of, it's on many platforms. It's on sale, so you should feel free to check it out there. And finally, something's happening next week.
That's right.
What is it?
It is the launch of Hades 2. Yeah,
Yes.
Only a week and a day away.
Yeah.
We part of the reason we could do this is we're essentially done working on that game after 4.5 years, trying to do our best to make something that could live up to the original game, and you shall soon be able to find out whether how we did on that front, and you should let us know what you think either way. We're so grateful to have had the chance to be able to kind of stay in the world of this game for this long. It's Greek mythology. It's got a lot of interesting stuff to dig into. So we've enjoyed being in this universe for as long as we have, and hope you enjoy the results. And we just feel super grateful to be able to have something where we could look back on it these years later and be joined by folks like you out there who feel strongly about it also. So thank you for all the support you've given our team. It's just directly what has made this possible for us after all these years.
Yes. So on behalf of all of Supergiant Games, to all our players for all our games for the original Hades 5 years ago, and looking ahead to Hades 2, thank you so much for making these games what they are and allowing us to stick together and keep doing it. And we're looking forward to having our latest game available for you in 1.0 next week. Thank you.